Welcome to Davis Field, Central Methodist University campus. Football action, Heart of America. What could very well be the championship game for the South Division of the Heart of America, as Baker, with a record of 8-1 overall, 3-0 in the division standings. Central Methodist 7-2 overall and 3-0 in the division standings. Charlie Brown along with Jim Ray Cluck, Michael Mawano doing our production work for us today, and we've had a real ordeal trying to get stuff going. Everything worked fine last night when we did a game. We got here today, and it just didn't want to work very well. So we apologize to those of you that had hoped to see the senior festivities. We've just now gotten to the point where we can get 2 of our 4 cameras working. So we're up and running, but we apologize for missing out on Senior Day festivities for the Eagles. Along with Jim Ray Cluck. Jim Ray's got information about Baker and about Central Methodist as we get ready for the start of the ball game. Jim Ray, what do you got for us?
Well, first of all, this is like Goliath versus David. Central Methodist being David and Baker, one of the winningest programs in NAI history, being Goliath. And, around the conference, we're just starting to now to get a little respect. This would put us in great position to ascend to that throne that these other teams around the league, Grandview, Baker, Benedictine, Missouri Valley in the past, and so on and so forth. The Eagles have been very, very good in conference. They're averaging over 400 yards per game offense, right at 37 points per game. They've just been very, very good on the conference side and been real good on the total conference side. But in their southern division here, they've been more dominating, and that's what we hope to see today. And keys to the game for me is, since Central Methodist needs to stop this high-powered Baker offense, they also need to not have any turnovers and no silly penalties, the ones that just come out of the blue, unsportsmanlike every once in a while. Offsides are a crucial point. They need to play error-free football. They have a chance to become the David that beat Goliath today.
Absolutely. And the other factor that kind of runs into this, Central's 5-0 at home this year. They have won every ball game at home. Their 2 losses have been road losses to number 5 Grandview and Culver Stockton, who's receiving votes. So,
in fact, so they got into it this week, Charlie. They're 22nd in the nation now.
There you go. All right.
Central Methodist is receiving votes now.
Okay, good deal. So they've lost to 2 ranked teams on the road, and they've beaten teams here at home, and they're looking to continue that on. We can tell you overall, for the entire season, Baker's offense averages almost 40 points a game. Their defense gives up about 19. For Central, they average 32 points a game and give up 22, but they've been really good lately about scoring, and their defense is even chipped in with some pick 6 points.
Yeah, they've had a lot of turnovers, Charlie. They've taken a lot of turnovers. They're plus on that turnover side. Pretty good lick since these last 4 ball games on their 4-0 winning streak.
For Baker, their quarterback, Marco Aguanaga, has thrown 20 touchdown passes to 4 interceptions. We have the prayer going on, so we'll stop there. So the sound of Central Band with the national anthem under the direction of Skip Vandelik and Steve Litweiler. So as we were saying, the Eagles have picked it up a lot lately. Could be their last home game for their seniors that are out there today, and they want to send them out with a big win, and they want to win this ball game. And it's been years, Jim Ray, since the team had this much confidence about beating a team the stature of Baker.
Well, they haven't won a conference since 1975 when they were 5-1 underneath Bill Holmes, and they ended up being 5-5 that season, playing schools like Arkansas State and Central States of Ohio. So they had that opportunity here. They were very good in the 70s and late 60s underneath Bill Holmes. They had the Air Coryell was a great coach for the San Diego Chargers, but him and Coach Bill Holmes were very good friends, and they were throwing the ball as much as 65 times a game. Unbelievable. And Tom Stein, he holds a lot of the records for CMU. But this team here today has got a chance. They win today, they are assured of at least a tie for the South Conference. They play in Evangel next week. So this will give them a tie this week. They win this game.
Huge ball game for the Eagles, for the players, for the fans, everybody. It's a beautiful day. We got a little bit of a breeze, not too much. It's in the mid-50s temperature-wise. Based on some of the stuff we've had recently, this is just a wonderful day as opposed to 90 degrees or rainy or really cold. So we're hoping that the Eagles come out ready to go. You talk about Bill Holmes and the teams way back when, 75. I was here and watched Tom Stein throw the football all over the yard to all kinds of different receivers, including Steve Lujan, who was an All-American along with Tom Stein on those teams, and Steve Lujan, son of wonderful athletic director Dr. Jim Lujan, here at the school for many, many years. So two All-Americans on the offensive side of the football for the Eagles that year, those seasons.
In fact, he holds the record of receiving, Steve Lujan does, and teacher over at Hickman High School is retired now, done a great job over there as well.
And I'll put my plug in for those of alumni that are listening that know Dr. Lujan. Ask the college to name something after him before while he is still around to enjoy it. Name something, Jim and Libby Lujan, field, court, something, because that man got a lot of people through college here.
Yeah, his golf tournament every year does a lot for CMU athletics. He does that for every year. I don't know how long it's been running, since the early 90s, I believe. And he's been there every year, and one of these days, it'll still be the Dr. Lujan tournament, but
and it'll become the
president.
It's time to get something for him. He's lost his wife. His health he's getting up. He's close to 90, I believe, or maybe even is 90. So it would be nice to push buttons a little bit. Those of you that have a little bit of clout out in the Central Methodist community, put a bug in somebody's ear that Dr. Jim Lujan ought to have and Libby Lujan ought to have something named after them on this campus. So that's my soapbox for the day. We'll get on to football here directly. Looking up at the clock, which is in the bright sunshine, can't see it anyway. I think it's 3:25 to go before we get ready.
The Delarent will be the starting quarterback, and I keep going back to the David and Goliath thing because really, truly, he's the guy with the slingshot today. He's got one of those great arms, and a lot will rest on his shoulders in the defense here today. As Delarent goes, so will the Eagles, and they just have a great opportunity here. It is excitement. The place is full, Charlie, and we're looking for a CMU Eagle win over these Baker Wildcats.
Well, the campus in general is just a buzz these days. The men's soccer team won their match yesterday. They're the #1 team in the nation on the men's side. The CMU women yesterday, who are ranked 17th in the nation in the first poll, beat the number 11 team in the nation at Puckett Fieldhouse yesterday by 31.
That was in basketball, right, Charlie?
That was women's basketball, and that was it was not a ball game as they were out. It was 25-15 at the end of the first quarter, 44-26 at half, and just got bigger and bigger as it went along. The 5 starters for the women, all averaging in double figures. The men play tonight. They won their opener, so that's good. Women's soccer, number 5 in the nation. They've got a game tonight. After the football game, 6 o'clock, women's soccer play in the Hart quarterfinals. So you've got volleyball that's done very well. Men's and women's soccer has done very well. Women's basketball is off to a big start. So is men's basketball. Football team 7-2, which they haven't been in forever. And there's just a lot of excitement on campus for what all's going on with the athletic department.
That's correct. Volleyball ranked 13th in the nation. Baseball second last year. We don't forget the cheer and dance teams.
Absolutely.
Number one cheer team in the nation this past year, and the dance team ranked in the top 10. So it's going. Sports was another sport there that just did well this year and won several plaques and awards. The golf team is ranked number 2nd in the conference this year, so they're doing well. And don't forget gosh, I'm forgetting what I was going to say, Charlie, but excuse me.
It's all right. We've got all kinds of different things going on. Asking Michael to get out our binoculars for us out of the bag, as we've gotten kind of frazzled with everything we're trying to get done today and not having much success. And as soon as we get done here, Michael and I are going up to Puckett Fieldhouse. We're going to do the men's basketball game tonight. So we've got a lot on the plate today and yesterday, because I did the women's basketball game yesterday and then went and did a high school football game. Jim Ray did a high school football game last night. So Anthony Hernandez and Paxton Delarent out at midfield. And we're going to have all kinds of problems with the white uniforms and the orange numbers on the Baker uniform. So we'll apologize. I'll apologize for that. Jim Ray may not have trouble with it, but I'm going to have trouble with it.
We'll have trouble with the Central Methodist, too, because they got that. It's a kind of a black uniform. It's black on the inside, trimmed in white, but it's really, really hard to see.
Yeah, at least the numbers, when they turn around backwards to us, we can see the numbers on the back. Looks like we're getting ready for the toss.
Hope Baker's unlucky today, Charlie, in the toss.
And we'll see how this plays out. They have won the toss and deferred, so Baker will get the football going from our right to our left.
And I can't believe that they did that, because they in turn gave Central Methodist the clock in the second quarter. And you always should take the clock in the second quarter and fourth quarter if you get the opportunity. Because I don't think the win's that big a factor here at all.
Well, I say that, and then I look at one of the officials drop a piece of paper and chase it 5 yards. So I don't know, maybe down there it's maybe a little bit more than it is where we are. But however it works out, the Central defense is going to get a chance to flex its muscles early on.
It looks like a crosswind anyway, Charlie, to a certain extent. Looking at the tails from the goalpost, looks like it's blowing to the, I don't know, right or what direction is that, Charlie?
Across.
Across. Thanks.
No problem. I'm not good when my wife says turn west. I have no idea which direction that is.
I'm directionally challenged myself. That's why I was asking Charlie, and there's no help coming there.
I have a story. When I was younger, my family went to Florida over Christmas break, and coming back, my dad said, "Do I go left or do I go right?" And my mom said right, meaning that going left was correct, and we ended up in line to the Peach Bowl in Atlanta in a snowstorm.
Yeah, well, it's like my daughter. She goes your way, my way.
Yeah. All right. Petrin getting ready to kick it, and we are underway. Fielded back about the 1 yard line, coming out, trying to come across. Blocked in and taken down immediately by the Eagles. So we'll get to see Marcus Aguanaga. 143 of 216, 66.2% accuracy, 1,962 yards, 20 touchdowns, 4 picks.
Whitehead on that tackle was one of the Eagles that made that tackle down there.
They blow the whistle. The clock starts. Here comes Baker out. J.D. Woods, number 1, is their main running back. He's got 1,199 yards on the season. That's him just to the left of the quarterback's left. Looking out a side window. Jim Ray will help me out a lot with that. Going to roll out, throw the ball out into the right, and knocked out of bounds. Looks like no gain on the play, but we'll see.
Darian Bell on that tackle.
And I spoke last week on the pick six. I said I thought maybe it was Brandon Molinari, but I believe it was Bell that picked that and took it.
That is correct.
So
he had a good game, 10 tackles. He was on it last week. The young man keeps getting better every week. Out of Texas, Steelville, Texas, I believe. League, Texas, excuse me.
Okay. It's a loss of about a yard, so it's second down and almost 11. One back, that's Woods. Aguinaga, motion. Jet sweep. Bottled in, knocked out of bounds, just beyond the 20. Nice pursuit, but it's close to a first down.
I think it's going to be a little short, Charlie.
Well, the side official's saying he thinks it's pretty close.
They're up to move.
They're going to move and call it a first down, so that's an 11-yard pass and catch.
0 for 1, Charlie.
Yeah, where they put the stick down was not where the first down marker was, but the official over on the side says close enough. We've seen a lot of that this year, close enough. Aguinaga. Hard count, doesn't get anybody to go. This is Woods with the ball.
Quick to that hole. Big hole off tackle there, Charlie.
He averages 6.5 yards a carry. He has 21 touchdowns on the season.
The quarterback's thrown for 20, I believe.
Quarterback is thrown for 20, correct. 23, 26, 27 rushing touchdowns amongst their top rushers to go along with those 20 touchdown passes. It is second down and a long one. And off again. First down. Going to get it out to the 35-yard line.
Big enough push up there with the offensive line of Baker, which is not a big offensive line. They average about 275, 280 up there. They're not huge, but they seem to be pretty quick.
So back-to-back first downs for Baker as they start the ball game.
In fact, they average more like about 260 up front. Relatively small for this conference. Usually average around 300, 290 to 300.
Kamel checks in, so another D-back in the lineup. Throwing it out here on the side, and nice one-handed catch, but run out of bounds. Don't have to look. That's Marquess Daniels on the tackle.
He's big enough you can see him.
Yeah, you can see him coming from a long way away.
About 6'4", 245. It looks like a freight train coming.
I believe that was Tanner Cobb with the reception. He's got 11 catches on the year, 3 touchdowns, 175 yards, averaging just at 16 yards a carry, but he picked up 4 there, so second down and 6.
Great catch, great one-handed catch. The throw was not there, but he made it.
Motion out of there. That's Jordan Green in motion. Aguinaga down the middle. Got a man open. And a catch made down at the 15-yard line.
Nice tackle there by Darian Bell. But he got behind him, a couple steps behind him. He just caught up and made that tackle, waiting on that ball just a bit.
I believe that's Darian Bell on the stop is Tanner Cobb with that long catch. Down to the 15-yard line. Baker marching it right down the field.
Comes Big Ganaway to stop it up the middle. All 350 pounds of him. He's a run stopper.
He'd be hard to move around much.
All you got to do is stand there, Charlie. He's a big boy. Big young man, I should say.
Hand off to Woods. There's Ganaway on the top of that tackle. I don't know that I like that laying on top of me for very long because Woods is not that big. They don't give us any sizes, but he's not very big.
He's pretty quick.
Gain of 4, second down and 6. Just under 11 minutes, so it's been a 4-minute drive so far. Quick pitch. Got the edge, got the corner. Steps into the end zone for a touchdown.
Charlie, I do have some. He's about 5'8", 205. He's kind of a bowling ball, but he's really, really quick.
He got to the corner and got to the end zone and nothing flat. That's about a 10-yard touchdown run. And Baker scores first with 10:45 to go here in the first quarter.
Put a nice drive together, one long pass, and just basically run the rest of it.
Mikolaj Stan to kick the extra point. He's 33 of 34 on the season. Now he's 33 of 35 on the season as that one is low and blocked.
I hope that comes back to haunt him.
I hope it does too, and then maybe starting to chase points later on and go for 2 to try and make up for it, and then don't get that, and then you only got 12. So Eagles down 6-0 as they get ready to have possession of the football for the first time. So the defense is going to have to huddle up and talk about slowing down the Baker offense.
Yeah, just need to get just a better push in the pass rush and be a little stronger up front. They're making pretty good side gashes up there up front running the football with Woods.
Cole Schroeder and Eric Mays back. Mays the bottom of your screen, Schroeder at the top.
One a D-back, one a wide receiver.
Brandon Bolton, 26, right in front of them in case it's a short kick.
For the Wildcats. Cole Schroeder, Eric Mays, deep for the Eagles.
Short kick. Fair catch call far at the 30-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will start their first drive of the day.
Smart play there. The ball's high in the air. You can call a fair catch. A lot of people don't realize you can call a fair catch on a kickoff, too. That way it just make the catch, and you're in good shape.
And you got a little bit of sun probably to work with there as well.
And not bad field position. Not great, but not bad.
That's better than what Baker had.
True.
So Paxton Delarent leads him out. Katavius Taylor, All-American wide receiver, bottom of your screen, right on the 30-yard markers, the numbers at the bottom. Hines are hard in the slot. Sloan now, or Schroeder in the slot there. Running play, stacked up. Keeley with the ball. Picks up a yard. It'll be second down and 9.
Kobe Bellard is the offensive coordinator for the Eagles. Does an outstanding job in his second season as that.
Plenty of time on the play clock as it's down to 16. As Katavius Taylor moves to the top of the formation. Now comes in motion to the bottom to see what kind of coverage they're going to get on him. Delarent, short pass, completed. That's Hards.
Nice catch there. Just a little quick hitch there over on that short side of the field.
And it's enough for a first down. Hards on the season. Got 14 catches, 3 touchdowns, and averages about 16 yards per catch.
He's a big target.
He is at that.
Hands have gotten a lot better over the years. Happy to see that because that guy is a big target. Runs well.
Delarent with one back to the side to his left. Fakes it to that. Across. And it's Hards, and it's knocked away from him. Will Cox, I believe, knocked it away.
Just a quick slant there, a deep quick slant, almost like an in. I don't know if he rounded that off or not, but he could have made that catch, Charlie.
Yeah, nice play by Cox to get a hand in there and knock it out. Second down and 10.
Delarent seems to be right on target, though.
Yeah, we talked last week about he might be injured, might not be able to play, threw for 299 yards last week. Handoff. Bumps out from the pile. And picks up some yards. Nice yards there. Manny Langlois with the carry, and that's enough for a first down into Wildcat territory.
Great run there. He saw that daylight. It broke to the right there, broke outside off that tackle to the right, and he was on it like mama's meatloaf.
Saw the bunch of people up the middle and decided to take a hard right and go that direction, and it worked out very well. Cooper Wilson, slot at the top. Taylor at the bottom. Keeley resets to the right wing. Looks downfield. Throws the ball long and just beyond Catavius Taylor.
He was bumped down there, but looked a little incidental, so there's no call on it.
So now 2nd down and 10. I think Delarent will take that one-on-one all day if he can get it.
He was open, just a little errant pass.
Langlois resets to the right of Delarent. He moves Hards further outside. Motion. That's Wilson. He resets on the top of the screen. Quickly to him, but almost too quickly. That pass was on his shoulder pad about the time that he got his hands up. So it's 3rd down and 10.
He was pretty much on target, though.
It was. Almost hit him in the shoulder pad, which would have probably been a bad thing because it would have bounced up in the air. A little bit, maybe too much mustard from short distance.
He was slopping it on there. He might even put a little pickle relish on that one, Charlie. A little hot to handle.
A little hot to handle.
He had to do it. He had that D-back converging on Wilson there.
Now, don't forget that Delarent has elusive abilities. He's not speedy, but he is elusive. And they come after him. Steps around it, looks, throws the ball deep, and it's knocked away. Official was busy throwing a hat, so he wouldn't have seen any interference anyway if he'd gotten a chance. His receiver for Central went out of bounds over on that side. Comes Petrin out to punt. Averages 37.6 on the season.
Two-time player of the, special teams player of the week. He's had a great season here and career.
He's got 12 punts inside the 20, and that's what he's looking for here, to get one inside the 20. Gets it away, waits, gets his receiving team a chance to get down there. It's going to bounce and go sideways and be down about the 7 or 8 yard line.
Nice job, nice kick. He's a wonderful weapon.
He has been money for years.
Yeah, like 4, I believe.
Yeah. He has since he has been here, he has been the number 1 punter, number 1 kicker, special teams player of the week number of times.
Yeah, he's been a real weapon.
So Baker takes over their second possession. Scored on the first one. Went about 85 yards or so. Aguinaga under center, turns, hands it off, and he is stuffed as a defensive line or offensive lineman's got a hold of the defensive player.
Looked like Michael Mexicana on that play. Senior here for his last game of his career.
He was being blocked, but not very well because he got his hands on Woods and put him down on the ground just inside the 5. Aguinagua. And there goes the flag as Central's pointing out something.
Be half the distance to the goal.
So back inside the 3 if it's a procedure penalty.
Never looking safety in the face, they are.
2nd down now and about 15. They got to get to the 17 or 18 yard line, and they're about the 3.
17 and a half, is that what you're trying to say, Charlie?
It's hard to tell with the stick on the sideline where it is, how far they got to get, but a little pass across the middle. Caught, turned, spun, taken down out around the 9-yard line. So it gets them a little breathing room, but it brings up 3rd and long.
That's where the Eagles want them to be. They'll bring in the pass prevent defense. Big Ganaway comes out.
3rd and 9.
So they'll have 3 defensive linemen and 5 D-backs. That's what you'll see here, 3 linebackers.
Play clock at 15 as they break. Will Miles right in the middle.
Like you're going to bring the pressure, Charlie.
And you got 3 standing up in there. Now 1 backs out, walks back up again. It's a running play to Woods. Stacked up and taken down before the 15-yard line. So Baker's going to have to punt from their end zone. Their punter will be standing right on the end zone line as he'll take the snap.
Pretty conservative call there, but they almost got it. It ended up a yard short, didn't it, Charlie? Okay, it's about 3 yards short.
Yeah, they got about 5 or 6 of that 9, but not all of it.
Be a nice time for a bad snap.
Canyon Saunders is listed as their punter. Gets it away. Going to hit at the 50 and go straight out of bounds sideways. And that's where the Eagles will have the football.
Great field position for the Eagles there at the 50-yard line.
It's right at the 50. See if the Eagles can put a little something together and at least get into field goal range here with Petrin. His long is 37 on the season, but he's hit ones longer than that. That would entail for that about 30 yards of offense here to get down to about the 20.
Make it about a 37-yard field goal.
Yep, and that's his long. I think he can make it from longer than that. Keeley and Wilson move to the left side. That's where the running play for Langlois goes. And there's a fumble on the play, and Baker says they've got it. And they do.
Extremely unfortunate. Just one thing I talked about earlier is one of my keys. They cannot turn that ball over. They just did once they had great field position when they did it. And now Baker's got the great field position.
45, Shane Squarlow comes up with the fumble recovery, and now the really good field position turns the other direction to Baker's. They've got it in Central Methodist territory at the 49.
Very unfortunate for the Eagles. Another good defensive stand here.
They got 9 in the box right now.
Yep, playing a cover 2, 9 in the box. And they put everything to the outside.
Reversed to the wingman coming around, knocked out of bounds around the 45-yard line.
Looks like they had that call just right. The sideline did.
Eric Mays knocks him out of bounds. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6.
Young man from Marshall, Missouri. Done a well of a job. He's a COVID senior, as I call him. Got another season to play because of the COVID situation.
And I think that speaks well of Central Methodist, that the students that had an opportunity to use an extra year of eligibility have come back to use that year.
The ones that didn't, they took coaching jobs in high schools. There's a couple of them that did that, 3 to be exact.
Woods, met again by the convocation of Eagles. And Jim Ray's taught me that. And I will tell you, Jim Ray, I got to thinking about it. It makes sense because when I was in college here, you had to attend 3 convocations every semester to get credit for it. So it wasn't just a convocation, it was a gathering of Eagles.
And I never understood why they called it convocation. I do now.
And that's what did the light bulb, did you see it get bright over in the Warrensburg area last week? Because that's when I figured that out.
Well, my buddy Dick Arnold from out in California shared that with me.
3rd down and about 4, quick out pattern. Got a lot of blocking in front of him, and he's going to get the 1st down.
That was actually a lateral, Charlie.
It was. Nate Pauley with the run.
Well, if they'll call that a run, it'd be a run play or a pass play in the stats.
Well, if he threw it backwards, it'll be a run play.
Should be. Baker on the move again.
At the 37.
Excuse me.
That was 3rd and about 4 or so, and he picked up about 6 or 7 on it.
This defense is going to get off the field on 3rd down plays.
Aguanaga back, looks downfield, throws the ball. He's got a man open, and it's caught. Nope, fine. He had it, he lost it, he had it, and he dropped it.
Thank goodness he was our guy was beat pretty good down there.
That was Molinari in coverage.
Yeah, that was a great throw by quarterback Aguanaga.
I'm waiting to see if I can see who that is, the number. He's taking himself out of the game. He's on the sideline. Might have been 84. I can see an 8. That would be Quan Brooks. Second down and 10. And it's blown dead.
Motion penalty, I hope.
Or delay a game.
I just hope it's against Baker.
It's a false start, so second down now and 15.
I said on 34. Is that what he said, Charlie?
I believe that's exactly what he said.
I don't see the 34 out there. Is what I'm.
34 is A.J. Tata. He is a senior fullback. So he maybe is on a set at a wing or something. Or playing tight end. Don't see him anywhere out there, but maybe.
See 32.
I see a 32 as well. There goes motion. That's Woods. Fakes there. Aguanaga is going to take off and run. He's got the corner. Wide receivers doing a really nice job of blocking downfield.
Yeah, they do. They tie up those defenders back there. Makes it hard to get off those blocks, and thus they get a lot more yards downfield on the run.
That was Will Roberts, 27 downfield, that got his man turned a little bit, and Aguanaga makes it down the field to make it third down and about 3.
Here's one of those third down plays, but I think we might be in 4-down territory.
I'm looking to see their kicker has only tried 5 field goals all year. He's 2 of 5, and his long is 31 yards. Hand off to Woods. Got the corner again as they're just not able to stop him from getting around the end. It's enough for a first down.
Yeah, they're sealing that edge pretty well. Have to get some linebacker play over there because they're running right at Will Miles here on this. Of course, he's going inside a lot, playing in a 3 technique, 4-eye inside that tackle.
Jordan Green comes in at running back, and J.D. Wood checks out. Green averages 3.9 yards per carry. He's the lone running back in the set. Six on the play clock. Hands it to Green and cuts back, but he runs right into
it's Chambers, isn't it?
LaMarcus Washington.
Mark, you're right.
No gain, second and 10. Thought he was going to bounce that back outside again, Jim Ray, but Washington stopped that in a hurry.
He was on that like Mama's meatloaf, I'm telling you. He was quick to react.
Now, you're going to have to quit talking about food, Jim Ray.
You got a sandwich there, Charlie?
Unless Rochelle sent something with you.
Bacon cookies tomorrow.
All right. Pass out in the flat. Boy, good, nice pass inside the 10-yard line.
He's very, very accurate as he's thrown about 66% clip this year.
That Bell with the tackle again. I think that was was Will Roberts, perhaps. Hard to tell from this far away.
66.2, Charlie, to be exact.
Yep, they throw the ball at a 66.7 rate between he and his backup, who's only thrown a couple of passes all year.
Down here threatening again. Defense need to get strong.
Woods knocked down about the 5.
Daniels on the tackle.
Daniels is standing there tackling him. We're under 2 minutes to go here in the first period. 6-0 Baker, and they're threatening again down at the 5. Second down and goal.
Field goal would be a victory here for the Eagles.
I mean, we could get a turnover.
That'd be the best thing. Let's let you call them today, Charlie.
Woods off to the quarterback's right. Doesn't get the handoff. Iguanagua keeps it, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. That's Will Miles that knocks him out of bounds.
And you notice Will Miles' lateral quickness on that, how quick he was to get out there, because he looked like he had the corner. Will Miles was there because he's got a wingspan like a condor.
Well, he's a good 6'7", perhaps.
275, but he moves well. Getting a few looks at the NFL, at least as a free agent.
3rd and goal from the 5. Iguanaga under center as he has been the most of the ball game. Hands it to Woods. Stood up, knocked down inside the 2. It'll be 4th down, and let's see what Baker wants to do.
Looks like to me they're going to go for it.
Jason Thorne, the head coach, brings in another running back.
Huge defensive play here for the Eagles.
4th and goal from the 1, or from the 2, just inside the 2-yard line. And to Woods.
Don't think he made it, Charlie.
I don't think he did either. They're both marking him short. Both of the side officials come in and mark it short of the goal line. There's your defensive stand. Now can the offense get it out of there?
Yeah, they're in the shadows of the goalpost, but that's a heck of a moral victory there for the Eagles. That is huge.
Could have easily been a field goal try at least, and it could have been 6.
I'm surprised he didn't go for the field goals. That would put him up 9-0. Got him over that 2-point.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't have much confidence in his field goal kicker, who's 2 for 5 on the season.
Maybe that's a good point.
And he just missed an extra point.
Another good point. Well taken. Well, they got 0. That's what I like.
Now let's see if we can punch it out of there and get something going as we're under a minute here to go in period number 1.
Looks like Baker's going to stack the box to a certain extent. Got 8 guys within, I guess, 7 guys in the box. Tackle to tackle.
Delorant's going to keep it, push his way out, get a little bit of room. That's out to maybe the 2-3 yard line.
Mark from the sideline looks back at the 1.
Tell you, the stick's not moving any.
You know, that official over there marked it about right at the line of scrimmage.
Don't have to run a play as it's under 10 seconds to go.
Make a long walk back down the other end, about 98 yards.
I'm knocking all kinds of stuff over here, Jim Ray. Just try not to pay attention to me. So there's the end of the first period. I'd like to thank our corporate partners for their continued support of CMU Athletics. MFA Oil, the Braun Home, Jennings Premium Meats, Community Auto Sales and Service, Airlink, Drury Hotels, Missouri Pacific Lumber, Howard County Electric, Commercial Trust Company. So 6-0 after 1, but Baker took the opening kickoff, drove it down the field 80-plus yards, put it in the end zone. The extra point was no good, 6-0, and since then, the Eagles have kept them out of the end zone, including that 4th down stop just a couple of plays ago. So now we'll go to the other end, and Paxton Delorant will have to throw the ball from his end zone. And they have it at 2nd and 10, so there was no gain on that play.
Thank goodness it wasn't a loss.
Yeah, can't lose too many yards where you're at back there.
About 2 will get it.
About all there is.
Remember MU one time threw back underneath Al Onofrio, threw a 99-yard touchdown from a place like this.
I remember Bill Holmes back in the 70s throwing a 99. Tom Stein throwing a 99-yard touchdown pass from the end zone shotgun 5 wide.
Back in the 70s, right?
Back in the day, yep.
Back when Charlie Brown was about 21, 22 years old.
And had dark hair and lots of it. Got a stoppage in play.
I don't think everybody was ready. Almost looks like down there he gained a little bit, Charlie.
Yeah, they moved the sticks and he gained a yard, so it's only 2nd and 9.
Unbelievable.
Delorant from the end zone, steps up, throws the ball long, and just over the head of Hards.
He had a 2-step lead on him. He was out in the open.
Tough to overthrow Trayvon Hards, but that's 2 times that receivers have been open and just overthrown. So now it's 3rd down and 9.
Kind of get happy feet when you're back in that end zone.
Yeah, you're clocking your head's ticking a little faster than normal.
You want to get rid of that ball. They don't want to punt from there either. That's the trouble.
Well, and that's where Petron's going to be unless they can punch out here and get about 4 or 5 yards and give him a little more room.
At least needs to get to about the 5 to make it a 15-yard. He usually like to have 15 yards, 14 yards from the snap at the center.
Going to throw it again long. Taylor's got it. Did he catch it inbounds? He did. Out at the 38-yard line.
That was a heck of a catch.
Well, there's a reason why he's an All-American. It's not just because they throw the ball in his direction a lot. He fights to get the football when it's in the air. He makes adjustments, and he goes after the football, and he went after that one and got it from the 2 or 3 yard line out to the 38.
Yeah, he was 18, 19, and 20, and so this could be his 4th year as an All-American. Unbelievable.
Well,
that was a heck of a catch.
He had 37 catches coming into this, averaging 18.6 yards and 11 touchdowns on the season.
That's who I'd go to. Still got his possession receiver, Wilson. And Schroeder. They both are great ones.
Delarant drops the ball, picks it up, going to make something out of it. He does. Throws it down the middle, and it's almost a completion.
Unbelievable there. That was nice poise under his point. He fumbled out about 2 times, picked it up, was about to get tackled, and zinged it down the field. It could have been an easily caught ball.
Yep. Bryson Briggs on the defense to knock it away. The pass broken up.
That was Taylor, the intended receiver. That's one he should have had, I thought.
I'm going to tell you, I've known some wide receivers and some running backs. They've never been covered. They have been open on every play. Every route they've ever run, they've been open. And Katavius Taylor can almost say that. Yeah, I knew that the receiver that reset in the slot wasn't actually set, so the penalty is declined. It wouldn't have mattered if he had caught that. It would have been accepted then. So Langlois gets ready to come in at running back, and he will stand right next to Delarant. 10 on the play clock as they look around. 2nd down and 10. Run up the middle, goes nowhere.
Charlie taking care of the bees in here in the press box.
Jim Ray told me last week that he's not liking bees, so I'm just kind of helping him get out the one open window that we've got here. Be 3rd and 10 after no gain on that.
Big 3rd down play here. They've had a lot of big plays this game so far.
Yeah, really haven't targeted Cooper Wilson yet at all. Only had one pass thrown in Schroeder's direction. Most of them have been at Taylor and Hards.
I understand why.
Yes.
But those 2 receivers are good receivers, too.
Flushed. Going to run. Got the 1st down. Get down on the ground, young man. He does. Just across midfield, out at the 49.
I think his hip is bothering him a little bit. He limped just a little bit after that slide. It's not easy to slide on this turf. It's hard, fairly hard.
Yeah, but it's better than the old AstroTurf that had concrete under it.
There's concrete, but there's sand underneath this. Excuse me.
Yeah, there's a buffer.
There's sand and there's tire treads. It's like sometimes you think that's water splashing up. That's tire treads splashing up.
Schroeder at the bottom of the screen. There's Cooper Wilson, I believe. It is. Going to pick up 4 on the play. That's fine. 2nd down, 6.
Pride of Tigerland down in Versailles, Missouri.
His 29th catch of the season.
Great possession receiver.
Had a quality high school career in multiple sports, football, basketball. Very good athlete.
Pride of the Versailles Tigers.
Delarant, one back to the right. Hands it to that. That looks like Langlois. They're not making any dent at all in the running game here. They're not pushing. No holds are being opened and not being pushed back off the ball.
Looks like they're going to run. They need to run off tackle. Looks like there's some area there, some green that I see from up here.
Roberto Palacios checks in at wide receiver. Langlois comes out, so no running back to speak of. unless that's Keeley. Let's see if that person goes in motion. Third down and almost 6. Quick pass. Nobody's looking, and it's incomplete.
Wide open, too.
Yep, the pass went. Miscommunication as the receiver never turned to look for the ball. The defender had the best shot at it.
He was wide open. He could have stopped there. He threw that a little short on purpose, but no communication, like you said, Charlie.
So Petrin in, looking to pin Baker back inside the 20 again. Return man back standing at the 10. Flag on the play. Ball's going to bounce inside, and we'll see what happens. Try to down it. We'll see where they actually spotted as it was touched. We'll see what the flag is. Won't be enough for a first down if it's against Baker, but we'll make it interesting. It's offside. 5 yards from there will make it 4th down and 1.
It was offsides
against Baker.
It does make it interesting.
As they keep looking over to what do you want to do?
Let's go for it, Coach Callaway.
Yeah, he's a riverboat gambler. You're down 6.
You're
in territory where first down will get you a chance to at least kick a field goal, and I think the offense is coming back out for 4th and 1.
Time's left on the play clock.
Play clock's okay. It hadn't started yet. It's 11:32, I think, on the game clock. Once they move those sticks in that ball 5 yards, it's going to get to the 40, and they need to get just to the 39, so it's going to be a full yard.
I think I like a quarterback keeper.
So an interesting variant of that last night, they put a linebacker in the running back spot, quarterback sneak, and that linebacker just shoved the quarterback to the first down marker.
Boomba does that a lot with a guy by the name of Dell in the quarterback. They do a lead play.
Delarant's going to keep it. He's got the first down. Ducks and continues to run, and he's inside the 30. Delarant with nice fake as they faked it right back up the middle, and he took it outside to the right.
I just like the idea of them out there in the open. Off tackle, they seem to be vulnerable. Up the middle, they've been strong. CMU has not been able to make much movement up the middle with their offensive linemen.
Ball right at the 30.
And they're not overly big up front either. Baker
That was
isn't.
a 10-yard run. Delarant down the middle. Got Schroeder in the end zone for a touchdown. Cole Schroeder with a 30-yard touchdown catch. The Eagles can take the lead, tie it up at 6.
Fans come alive here. That offside penalty is a huge penalty against Baker.
They would have had the ball inside their own 5, but they would have had the ball, and Central would not have scored. Central goes for it on 4th and 1, makes it. And now Petrin in. He is 35 of 37 this year. He's 36 of 38 on the year, and the Eagles have the lead at 7-6. You know, and Jim, it's really hard to think that Paxton Delarant is a freshman.
Just a freshman. They sometimes lift him as a sophomore, sometimes as a freshman.
He got to play 3 or 4 games last year at the end of the season.
But he got the COVID. He didn't get the COVID, but
No.
he got the COVID rule.
Yeah, got the rule about number of games, how many snaps, what you could do, and he got those in for experience. He looks like he's been in this system for 4 years.
He unbelievably, we got to come up here. I take that back. He did play some ball and did some spring ball down at Missouri State, but I don't know if he played or not, but he was down there, enrolled there. He may not got to play. But he didn't burn up any seasons. And he comes up here, he gets a COVID year, and boom, he's doing well. Smart kid, good grades, good solid citizen. Out of Camden, Missouri, a great program down there. Shores have run it for years.
Looks like he is a pretty good leader, too, because he's willing to take the hit. Ball picked up around the 5-yard line. Back up through the middle, breaking through, but tackled and knocked down just beyond the 30.
If he didn't make that tackle there, he may have been gone. They had a good hole there for him. Baker's lost one game this season. I believe that was to Grandview. Their only blemish on their record.
I believe that was 94 on the return. That's Cooper Dill, tight end from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and a freshman. So let's see how the Eagle defense reacts to the offense giving the lead to them.
Talking about Delarin again, he may have a shot to break Stein's record, all-time passing record. He's got over 2,000 yards this year.
Tommy Boy Stein. Woods with the carry. Nice carry, going to pick up about 6 on the play. London Chambers on the stop.
He got punished for it, though. They hit him pretty good. We need a defensive stand here and take about a 8-point lead. Be a lot better than this one.
If Delarent can break Tom Stein's record, I'd be okay with that because that means he's going to be really good.
Thinks he's still learning, Charlie.
Jordan Green with the carry. Breaks a couple of tackles. He's out across midfield. So Baker looks like they've committed to go back to the run game.
They'll be throwing pass here. They'll run play action, Charlie. Do you see him? You're playing a cover 2 look.
Almost the 48-yard line in Eagle territory.
Got to get ready. They're up on the ball. We're still looking for a play call.
Another run play to Green.
Very patiently looking to that hole. He got one. Going to pick up, 6 or 7 yards, 8?
Down to the 41, so almost 7. And they spotted it is 7, so second down and 3.
He was a very patient runner there. He waited for that hole to open up. They burst through it.
Green leaves the ball game. He is a senior from Avondale, Arizona. He leaves and Wood back in, who is a senior from Lawrence, Kansas.
Close to Baldwin City, about 30 minutes away or less.
Underneath throw.
He got down in a hurry when he saw Daniels coming to him.
Nate Pauley with the catch. I would, if I heard those footsteps coming, I think I'd find a way to escape that.
He's big as an NFL linebacker, 6'4", 245. Runs pretty well, too.
Aguanago back in the shotgun now, not under center. Hands it off, coming around the edge. That's Woods.
That was Hernandez on the tackle along with Mays. And Daniels in hot pursuit.
Kamel checks in.
He sure closed that down quickly. I thought he had the corner there.
Yep, second. He only picks up a yard, so second down and 9 from the 37.
Defense has been bending but not breaking very much. Need one of those rubber bands again.
Buddy Trevor Ganaway's in the middle of the defensive line right now.
So they're thinking run.
Fake. Miles being held. No call. Thrown out of bounds. Thrown away by Aguanaga.
Wow, I can't believe there wasn't a call there. Call the play, guys.
I did a high school game last night that as soon as the play started, fans started yelling for a holding penalty. Didn't make any difference whether it was a run, a pass, or what it was. They were yelling for a hold.
Well, there was a hold on that play.
He turned him all the way around.
He couldn't even turn. He tried to turn back, and he pulled him back in.
Third down and 9.
The rule, that is, if you have your hands inside that frame, there's holding going on in every play. But it's inside the shoulder pads, you don't get a call very much.
Daniels looking around, and he's going to come set up right in the middle. He and Hernandez. Quick pass over the middle. No good. Knocked down. Kamel on the coverage.
They're in no man's land here. I don't know if they better watch a fake, Charlie.
Nate Pauley was the intended receiver.
They might try to pin him back there, but I don't like the smell of this.
Canyon Sanders, the punter, averages 33.7 inside the 20. He's kicked 15 times, and that's what he's going to look for here from the 33-yard line. His average is going to suffer. Kicks it kind of straight up in the air.
Takes a CMU bounce.
Good. Roll all the way back.
I can't believe they did that, Charlie. I'm surprised. I thought it might be a fake.
So from the 33 to the 24, so 9-yard punt.
Math was good, Charlie.
Well, let's see if it works out that way. They put it down at the 24.
So getting net gain of 9 on that play.
That's not going to help his average any.
Nope.
He punted 31 times for 33.7. He had a punt earlier, and this one's going to hurt quite a bit, knock him down a yard or two.
Didn't even get it inside the 20.
Did not get credit for being inside the 20. Delarent, handoff. Struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Just not going anywhere with that. Need to ship that out off tackle. I think it'll go off tackle.
Armand Keeley with the carry. $7:40 to go here in quarter number 2.
Bring a 4-man front. They got to run in 2 deep also. Playing a 2 deep zone. Baker is.
Delarent back, looks, flushed, rolls, directing traffic, throws it short, and it's caught. That's Armand Keeley.
He was directing people with his hands there.
He was directing traffic, telling everybody where they ought to go because that's where he wanted to throw it.
He had another receiver. He wanted to go out on the outside there, but
he's smart enough to know rolling left and throwing back toward the middle is not a very good idea.
He was a little bit back towards the middle that time.
Yeah, well, where you were pointing the guy was open might have been a lot more back toward the middle.
It was. It was a lot more. That's
a lot further
throw across that range.
It's enough
tough
for a first down, so the Eagles keep the drive going. Keeley.
That was a shovel pass, wasn't it?
I don't know. It missed direction, but it didn't fool anybody by going that way.
I like the idea. You're trying to hit that.
Yeah, Cannon Karn with the tackle. Second leading tackler he is the leading tackler on their team. And that's a typo on your form. It's Cannon, not what I have typed there.
Thanks, Charlie.
No problem. If you had to go for a pronunciation, you probably would have just skipped it. So,
probably.
2nd and 11 after a loss of 1. Short pass, just a little bit too high. Cooper Wilson.
He just wasn't tall enough, Charlie. Wasn't too high.
Wasn't tall enough.
Would have been a first down if he'd completed it.
3rd and 11.
CMU's been coming up on 3rd downs here. We'll see what they do this time.
Just under 6 minutes to go here in the period. Both sides with all their timeouts left. Say that as the play clock is sitting at 10 right now. Five, 4, 3, 2. They get the play off. Might have wished they didn't. Delarant's out of there, but he completes the pass underneath. Run
horse
after
collar.
Catch.
Almost looked like a horse collar.
Nobody's reaching for a flag, but Cole Schroeder with another catch. Extends the drive. As I said earlier, Paxton Delarent is not fast, but he is elusive.
So they're getting into Baker territory. That was a great pass. Again, rolling to the left, throwing back. That's hard to do. It's easier to roll to your right instead of to your left. He does that quick spin out of there, buys him a lot of time, kind of like Mahomes does.
49-yard line in Baker territory, 1st and 10. Another run try here. Going to pick up a yard or 2 out of it. Manny Langlois, the ball carrier.
Getting a little bit off of a tackle there that time. More so than up the middle.
Squarlow and Karn on the tackle. Pickup of 2, 2nd down and 8. Clock running as now we're on just under 5 minutes to go here in the 2nd period. We'll have the sound of Central Band at halftime. Envy Dance Crew, I'm sure, will do something as well. We've got some of that, and we'll have stats for you. Delarent under a lot of pressure. throws the ball on the run, and Hards pulled on a little bit as he tried to reach for that. It falls incomplete.
Been a pretty clean game, not many penalties. There's a big third down play here for the Eagles.
4:38. Plenty of time for either side. Schroeder back in. Keeley checks out. 3rd down and 8. Schroeder and Wilson go to the top of the screen. Haven't said Catavius Taylor's name recently.
I think he's up the top of the screen, too.
I think he's, yep, I'm pretty sure he is. Blitz come, picked up. Throw, and it's juggled and knocked out. As Cooper Wilson had a shot at it.
Threw that
Sean Lewis with the breakup.
He threw that where nobody else could catch it. It was a little low, but that was out of design, I'm sure.
4th down and 8. Petrin in. And we'll have a timeout, I think, if the play clock was down to 7. Or are they going to discuss about resetting the clock? We'll have a conference about it. I don't know why we had a conference, because it hadn't run out yet. So after the incomplete pass, the clock was not stopped. So instead of 3:48 to go, it's 4:30 to go.
That's a guesstimate.
At best.
By the Dazzles together.
10 men on the line coming after the punt. Short punt. It's the fake punt, and it's... No, it's. I don't understand the play. It went to one of the blockers. The rest of the team ran down the field like it was a punt, but he's tackled well short of anything.
Yeah, I don't know if that was. I don't know if everybody got the message or not.
I think the snap went to one of the upbacks.
Those are big boys up there. They're not going to run that.
Josiah Cortez.
About 290 pounds of it.
So they give up about 35 yards of field position by not. And we've got a whistle beforehand, and Central takes a timeout.
Coach Callaway comes out to talk to his group of defenders.
AirLink Rural Broadband is your local wireless and fiber internet provider, family-owned and operated with coverage options in Sheraton, Saline, Howard, and surrounding counties. Interested in wireless or fiber service? Visit us at airlink123.com for information on all your internet needs. Yeah, that'd be interesting to talk to Coach Callaway about what that was. Well, we're keeping track of the clock really well, because now it's 4:28 and it was set at 4:27. So we're going to hold up the game for 1 second on the play clock, or on the game clock.
I just don't know if that was an error or what. It didn't make much sense to me. You're nursing a 1-point lead and turn the ball over in Eagle territory.
Yeah, because it was a snap to him, and it was like it was a surprise. There was no play involved, no pass, no run. Woods, after the fake throw, bounces outside, continues down the line. Daniels on top for the tackle.
He stripped that ball. We're definitely in field, getting closer to, well, I don't know if the guy can kick or not, but he's getting closer to field goal range.
Well, again, the 31 is as long, so that would be down around the 14-yard line. It's sitting at the 31 right now. Clock running with 4 minutes to go. Handoff Woods around the left side. Out of bounds, but we're going to have a flag on the play. Aguinaga standing out there shrugging his shoulders as if we didn't do anything, but the head man throws the flag.
Means a hold usually, Charlie?
That's exactly, and where from the flag is at the 29. Conversation about whether or not, I mean, if you saw it to throw the flag, why are you asking somebody else about it? You either saw it or you didn't. He did. As we wait. No foul on the play. Got talked out of it by the others. So it's going to be 2nd down and 1. Don't understand that, Jim Ray.
Not if you throw a flag. That's the head linesman. I don't understand that. Excuse me, the referee.
Yeah, it's the head guy, and he's talked out of it by somebody else who's further away from the play than he is.
Don't get it.
2nd and 1, clock running. Hand off to Jordan Green. Ball's on the ground.
Looks like an Eagle got it.
Came out. They're digging through it down on the bottom. Corey Henley is one of those that's standing over the pile. And it's a signal as it's Central football.
Huge turnover. Huge turnover for the Eagles. He got hit hard there. I don't know who the masked bandit was, but it was a group of Eagles there. A convocation of Eagles hit him. That ball spit out there, and boom, Eagles were on it.
Trying to get the number of the person that recovered it. It could have been 30 as I look around. That's Drake Dudley.
I don't know if he's on the field, though, Charlie.
He's standing right there. So
I know he's.
And I don't know if he was on the field when that happened,
Correct.
but it's a big break for the Eagles with 2:32 to go and 2 of their 3 timeouts still remaining. Let's see how they want to play this.
A lot of times people light it up here and throw a deep pass, trying to catch him off guard after that fumble.
Delarent back. Short pass. Caught. Out to the 30-yard line. It'll be just a little short.
I think he'd have that all day, Charlie. I really do.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, and he's probably going to do that until he gets a chance.
Because I tell you what, what'll work then, if he keeps doing that, and all of a sudden the stop and go will be wide open.
Well, we're taking a long time to replace a football that didn't hit the turf. And now we're going to stop the clock and reset it.
They're on the clock. I'll say that much.
Literally on the clock. Must be getting paid by the call, by the second or something, because it goes from 3:04 to 3:10.
Winding.
2nd down and a short 2. Delarent's going to keep it. We're off the right side. Slides at the 40 for a 1st down.
Coach Belliard's doing a good job there, him and Coach Goulet, the run coordinator.
Marked at the 38. Seemed like he made it further than that, but that's where you start to slide.
It's a 1st down, though. It's the main thing.
2:44 and counting. Short pass again. Caught by Catavius Taylor.
It's like an extension of the running play, 5 yards of whack. I don't know if we got enough time to get down there. That's the only thing I
We
worry
got 2 timeouts. It's a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6. Delarent keeping his arm loose. He's got pressure coming from behind, and he doesn't realize it until it's too late.
The clock should have went off on his head there. That was a youngster's mistake. Don't take that much time. You know they're going to be coming to get you.
That's Marcus Johnson. That's his 5th sack of the season. Lost back to the original line of scrimmage. 1:55 and counting. Surprised Baker's not thinking about a timeout here, but maybe they don't want to help Central with getting the right play in on 3rd and 10.
Play clock ticking down.
3. Steps up, short, Hards. Doesn't go down, hasn't touched the ground yet. Out to the 45 where he'll be 3 yards short, be 4th and 3. And Baker not taking a timeout. Central not taking a timeout. 1:16.
You got to punt this ball.
Somebody takes a timeout.
They got to punt it. I got to hope they punt it. I say that. If they make it, I'd be saying, wow, what a call.
Baker takes, that's their first timeout of the first half.
Put some more time back on the game clock, Charlie.
Well, yeah, we can't be cheated out of 2 seconds or anything. So at least it's happening during a timeout as opposed to live action.
Both teams are being held way below their season average so far.
Defenses have ruled so far in the ball game.
See what kind of adjustments they make at halftime.
Petron's coming out for a punt.
God, I'd hope so. Of course, he came out last time. Make sure there's all big boys up front again.
Now let's all get on the same page about what we're trying to accomplish.
I tell you what, I think guy may have just snapped that bad or somebody didn't move over. Allow that ball to go through there.
Didn't seem like it had enough zip to get back. Punt gets away. Going to bounce and stop at a 25-yard line.
See if Baker will be content to just go into halftime, a point down, or they'll try to put some points on the board.
They've got 2 timeouts. May try and pop one play to see what they do. 1:13 left. I think they'll throw the ball down the field.
Well, risk that interception. CMU's run one back here last week. Bell did. Pick 6. Wouldn't mind seeing that again. We have an instant replay.
Yeah. So Aguanaga, empty backfield, shotgun. Looks like it's a run, and he's not going to go anywhere.
That's Will Miles on that tackle. That was just an arm tackle there. Brought him down.
You have the height and weight of Aguanagua listed on your sheet over there, Jim, right?
Yes, I do. He's about 5'10". He's 5'11", 190.
Miles is 6'7". Short pass over the middle. Caught. Tackle broken. Tackle broken again as they can't get Woods on the ground. He's out to the 40-yard line.
And he is taking some shots, but there's a good example of what to do. You got when you hit that guy, you got to wrap him. If you don't wrap him up, they're going to exact what happened right there. Big gain. They could have had him back there 10, 15 yards.
J.D. Woods checks himself out of the lineup.
That's why God gave you arms when you're on the football field. You want to use the hands. We've been playing soccer, Charlie.
Really? I didn't. You a goalie? Is that what you're using?
No,
you're not using your hands.
Not using your hands.
Got it. You got that from Alec Adair.
My son, who's a soccer coach at Boonville High School.
Just going to throw it away out of bounds.
Almost got Ellie, the Eagle
mascot.
Yes.
22 seconds to go. Be second down and 10 from the 40. 2 timeouts left.
You getting ready to change time again?
Don't think so. 22.7 or 22.1. Can't tell. Play clock down to 8 as they break the huddle. Going to have to pick up a chunk here because they've only got time for about 3 plays. Throwing the ball down, and it's incomplete, and no flag comes out on the play.
Will Miles has a big paw up there that time. Kind of changed the trajectory of that throw.
I think it was Molinari on the coverage. Well, I guess when I said 22 seconds, I must have been wrong because it's 27 seconds now, so maybe it was 32 seconds. Hard to see with the sunshine. 3rd down and 10.
Pass rush coming.
Pressure. Steps around it. Now he's just going to take off and run. He's going to get the 1st down, and he's going to run out of bounds at the 45-yard line in Eagle territory with 15 seconds to go. Got to get a shot. They can take a shot down the middle if they want to because they got 2 timeouts. But they're still going to have to pick up about 30 yards for a field goal attempt. Aguinagua. Hitch and go, and he's got a man open if he can get the ball to him. He does. Caught inside and out of bounds down around the 10-yard line. That's Quan Brooks with the catch.
Only brought 2 defenders. I mean, only got 2 pass rushers that time. Gave him more time to get that deep ball away. I still think a great pass defense is a great pass rush.
Baker calls a timeout. 5 seconds to go in this second quarter, Jim Ray. Do you take your shot to the end zone? Do you throw something quick and hope that you get it accomplished in 5 seconds, or do you kick the field goal here?
I don't think they're going to kick a field goal because they're not very confident in this young man. Ball, it'd be, what, a 27-yard field goal?
Correct.
26. Look like they might be on the 9-yard line down there. 1st and goal. I don't know, Charlie. I think I'd probably go field goal, but I'm being
I think I'd like biased. To have the lead because Central's going to have the ball to start the second half.
See what Coach does here.
We'll see if we see number 95 out on the field anywhere. I see offensive linemen out there that look like they're going to go for something here.
If they're going for
run a play,
that tells me they have no confidence in him. Got to be going for 2 every time.
So Aguinagua comes out. I'm going to look out a side window, so Jim Ray's going to have a better view of this than I'm going to have.
Big defensive play here for the Eagles.
This is probably, unless it's a quick slant or something, a fade is going to take the rest of the time. And this will run out the half, so Aguinagua in trouble. Throws the ball into the back of the end zone, short, incomplete, and that will end the half.
Wow, he was open too, Charlie.
He had 2 of them, two open, one in the back of the end zone and one on the corner on the side. So 7-6, halftime score. The Eagles have done what they need to do. They have got the halftime with a lead. And they've established that they can play with the number 7 team in the nation.
That is correct. They played well, especially defensive. Offense is really not that bad either. They just have no running game and have to throw the ball all the time.
Yeah, when we get the stats, it's going to be pretty shocking to see what the numbers are on the run game for the Eagles.
I think 1st downs, Baker will be ahead. Time of possession, Baker will be ahead. But it'll be interesting. We'll know here in the short order.
Dance team on the way out. I'm trying to get the window unlocked. That part's open, but I think the one on the top, nope, there we go. So you can hear the music and everything as we go along. We'll get the dance team in the picture, and we'll let you enjoy the halftime with the sound of Central Band in the second, along with the dance team that stretches from the 5-yard line to midfield. So we will let you listen to the senior members of the dance team.
Our first senior is Quinn Breaking. Quinn is a communications major with a minor in marketing. She's from Van, Missouri. She's escorted today by her parents, Brett and Amy. After graduation, Quinn plans to spend time with her family and start her career. Ladies and gentlemen, Quinn Breaking. Up next is Abigail Rosa. Abigail is an exercise science major from O'Fallon, Missouri. She is escorted today by her mother, Michelle, and father, Bradley. After graduation, Abigail plans to go to Physician's Assistant School to specialize in sports medicine. Ladies and gentlemen, Abigail Rosa. Our next senior is Kayla Bailey. Kayla is an accounting major and is escorted today by her mom, Sandra, and dad, Christopher. After graduation, Kayla plans to get her master's in forensic accounting from Webster University. Ladies and gentlemen, Kayla Bailey. Up next is Madison Crook. Madison is a psychology major from Salem Springs, Arkansas. She is escorted today by J.C. Indiana Crook. Her plans for post-graduation are still undecided. She's weighing her options. Ladies and gentlemen, Madison Crook. Our next senior is Montana Bohannon. Montana is a criminal justice and psychology major from Plano, Missouri. She's escorted today by her parents, Laura and Billy. After graduation, Montana plans to travel and then to get a job in criminal justice. Montana Bohannon. Our next senior is Josh Hurst. Josh is a business marketing and advertising major from Windermere, Florida. He is escorted today by teammates Emma Hoover and Abigail Rosa. After graduation, Josh hopes to attend grad school with the opportunity to continue cheering. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Hurst. Our next senior is Grace Turnbow. Grace is a nursing major from Preston, Missouri. She is escorted today by her parents, Carrie Horning and Shane and Kim Turnbow. After graduation, Grace plans to work as an ICU nurse in Springfield. Ladies and gentlemen, Grace Turnbow. Our next senior is Lise Dewey. Lise is a biology major from Louisiana, Missouri. She is escorted today by her parents, Carl and Julie Dewey. After graduation, Elise plans to attend PA school at Southern Illinois University. Up next, Patrick Gittermeyer. Patrick is a healthcare administration major from Jacksonville, Missouri. Escorting Patrick today are his parents, Matt and Kim. After graduating, Patrick plans to work in the administration department of a health clinic. Ladies and gentlemen, Patrick Gittermeyer. Our next senior is Olivia Burton. Olivia is a criminal justice major, escorted today by her parents, Buck and Dana, and grandmother, Betty. After graduation, Olivia plans to move somewhere warmer and work in the criminal justice field. Ladies and gentlemen, Olivia Burton. Our next senior is Kelsey Brown. Kelsey is a nursing major from Lake St. Louis, Missouri. She is escorted today by her parents, Joe and Tammy Brown. After graduation, Kelsey plans to work in a hospital in ICU and eventually move somewhere warm. Ladies and gentlemen, Kelsey Brown. Up next is Caitlin Larison. Caitlin is a marine biology major from Weston, Missouri. She is escorted today by her parents, Mike and Cindy Larison. After graduation, Caitlin plans to travel the world and help conduct missions to protect endangered marine life. Ladies and gentlemen, Caitlin Larson. And our final senior, Grace McIntosh. Grace is a marine biology major from Hannibal, Missouri. She is escorted today by her mother, Carolyn, and brother, Nigel. After graduating, Grace plans to attend vet school and become a marine veterinarian. Ladies and gentlemen, Grace McIntosh.
Thank you so much for saying such nice things about this son. I appreciate that so much.
He's a heck of a ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more round of applause for our 2021 CMU Cheer and Dance Senior Class.
You guys, it's every week we enjoy it, so. You guys do a wonderful job.
under the direction of Skip Vandelicht and the field command of Senior Drum Major Madeline Bartholomew, Central Methodist University proudly presents the Sound of Central, the 2021 CMU Marching Eagle Band. The Sound of Central opened today's halftime performance with a drill written by a group of our senior band members to the Blink 182 hit, All the Small Things. At this time, the Sound of Central would like to recognize its members performing in their final halftime performance this afternoon. Our seniors are Megan Adams, who's the granddaughter of Tom and Joyce Vandelicht, and she is a music education major from Fulton, Missouri. Heather Armstrong, daughter of Patty Schallmeyer and Rick Alexander. She is a music education major from Tipton, Missouri. Madeline Bartholomew, the daughter of Christina Bartholomew and Darren and Patty Bartholomew. She is a music education major from Salisbury, Missouri. Zach Martin. Zach is the son of Robert and Teresa Martin, and he is a music major from Sullivan, Missouri. Ross Nelson. Ross is the son of Robert and Mary Beth Nelson, and he is pursuing an associate's degree in business. Ross is from Winston, Missouri. Taylor Pennington, who's the daughter of Kenny and Misty Pennington, and Jennifer Sickman. She is an elementary education major from Rocheport, Missouri. Connor Sanchagras. Connor is the son of Rick and Laura Sanchagras, and he is the music major from Hallsville, Missouri. And Michelle Swink. Shelley is the daughter of Tanya and Mark Lowy. She is a music education major from Waynesville, Missouri. These students have shown outstanding leadership and dedication to the CMU bands, and on behalf of the faculty and staff of the Swinney Conservatory of Music and the CMU band staff, we say thank you, seniors. In honor of Veterans Day that is coming up this Thursday, the Sound of Central would like to honor our men and women who are serving or have served in our nation's armed forces and their families. If you have served in one of the branches of our military, or you have a family member who has served, please stand when you hear the theme song of your military branch so that we can give you thanks for your service to our country. The United States Army. The United States Air Force. The United States Navy. The United States Coast Guard. The United States Marine Corps.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the CMU Eagles NB dance team led by head coach Matt Bone. NB, your music is on.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
Halftime on Senior Day at Central Methodist. Let me get our stuff adjusted as we go back to it, as we had to turn everything up, try and get the sound of Central and all that went on at halftime here. We've got halftime statistics. We've been looking at them, and we're not sure where all the numbers came from. But we knew that Central wouldn't have much in the way of rushing yards, and they don't.
Yeah, they're averaging less than 3 yards a carry.
14 rushes for 39 yards. And several of those are Delarent running around the end. Because let's see where he's got 28 of the 39 rushing yards.
So that tells you what everybody else has done, 11 yards. He's actually got an 8.25 point.
Yeah, he's rushed 5 times for 28, so that leaves 9 rushes for 11 yards otherwise by the running backs.
That's not 8.25, Charlie. That's about 5. Your figuring's off here a little bit.
Yeah, our computer's not working very well because it says that Baker's got 225 yards passing, and we didn't see that anywhere. In fact, they've got one receiver having had one catch for 90 yards, and we didn't see that. So,
I think the score 7-6, of course, is correct. But the first down's 12 to about 9. I would go along with that, but there's a lot of things here. Just the third down efficiencies. CMU only 49.9%. Baker's 71%, 5 out of 7. So that's kind of been their big thing here today, was converting on third down possessions. Central Methodist has stopped them here in the last few times they've tried that, but that is, they've been pretty successful on third down. Pretty even game, Charlie, just as the score indicates.
Been a good ball game, pretty much error-free. Each side, I think, has 1 turnover. Each side has lost a fumble, but that's pretty much it. Penalties, where are the penalties?
I'm looking for them.
Yeah, I don't know. It says 3 for 103 for Baker. I'm pretty sure that's not right. 3 for 13 because they had a inside the 5 penalty at one point in time.
Yeah, I don't think there's very many penalties. Flags have stayed in the pockets.
Yes, I had some off drives. Yes, just the first 2 drives.
Okay.
I'll go back and fix.
So there was a discrepancy in the results here. We're going to get those straightened out and hope we bring those along to you a little later here. Do want to take this time, Charlie, before we kick off here, extend a big handout to our VIP visitors here. Experience Central Day. We had 50-some potential students come here to see Central Methodist today. They got the experience. We hope they're having a great time, and want to hopefully see you in the fall of 2022.
Yeah, we'll show you a picture of that. They have a big tent set up down in the end zone to our left. We'll get you a shot of that after a while. When you see it, that's where all the recruits are down in that area. So we're about ready to go as the ball is in the air for the second half of play to get started. Short kick to about the 17-yard line. Back out across the 20 to 25 or so.
See what kind of adjustments they made here, Charlie.
Coach Callaway and his staff been really good at making it the halftime changes that they need to get done, and they come out doing fairly well in the second half. Let's hope they continue to do that. Okay, there's the tent where all the recruits and the invitees are today, so we appreciate that. And I'm sure they appreciate that. So getting the VIP treatment here at Central Methodist.
Over 50 recruits here today.
Seeing a good game, Delarent. Drop, throw. Taylor on the outside. Going to pick up 8 or 9 on the play. To the 35-yard line.
Sure ought to be looking at an out and up there because they're playing that pretty tough right there. They're playing that corner, played that pretty, was right up there on, pressed him. Yep. Out and up will work.
7-yard pickup, second down 3.
Coach Belliard likes the out and up, I know that much.
You got to really pay attention to Taylor. Running play. Armand Keeley, that's the best running play they've had by a running back in the ball game.
What I said earlier, that off tackle is good, available out there. Look like they're going to exploit it now.
So it's enough for a first down. Gain of almost 7 on the play. Taylor's in the slot. He is next to the tackle. That's him in motion going across the field to the right. Reset out there. Delarent going to throw it again. Looks. Under pressure. Steps out of a tackle. Dragged out of bounds. Gain of about 3, but he made something out of nothing there, as that was almost a sack. Stepped out of a tackle and got a little bit for it.
Yep, offensive lineman goes over there and helps him out on the Baker sideline, protecting his quarterback, which he has been enshrined to do.
Handoff, nope. Delarant keeps it. Going to get out of bounds.
Had a little hole there. If he would have gave that to the running back, it might have been good for several yards now. Got a 3rd down and 5 here.
You can go back to the game. Thank you.
Producer Michael Moana making some changes to the camera crew outside our window. Delarent back. Short again. Underneath.
Nice move there.
Is that Palacios on the catch?
Yes.
Didn't go down, got hit, didn't touch the ground, so churn for another yard or 2 out of it.
Made a little half circle move there and got that first down for the Eagles as they're driving the ball here at the start of this second half.
Delarent. Cross midfield. Running play. Forward progress to about the 44, so that'd be a gain of about 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8 coming up.
They made a little adjustment up there. I still like them going off tackle. I know I keep hammering that, but it seemed like that's where the green grass is, as we say in football. Run to the green.
Langlois with the carry. He checks out. Schroeder checks back in. Another wide receiver. Hard's at the bottom of the screen. Cooper Wilson in motion. Resets. Offensive line's done a really nice job. Pass over the middle. Incomplete.
Had to be somebody open, Charlie. There was 3 defenders around him.
Yep. C.J. Scott, the main defender closest to him. So it's 3rd down and 8. Schroeder with the touchdown catch in the ball game.
They're trying not to let Catavius Taylor beat them. That's for certain.
Yeah, he's got 3 catches in the ball game. He averages about 6 catches a game. Delarent, a lot of trouble. Got a man wide open, and it is a touchdown. Cooper Wilson.
Great adjustment there by Delarent. He was in trouble, came up there, gained a little bit of time. Saw that receiver break free and hit him on the run. Great catch.
About a 43-yard touchdown pass and catch and run. Cooper Wilson. You look and see for him. That's his 2nd touchdown catch of the year.
Just a possession receiver, but he's a good one.
Petrin with the kick. Man, he blasts that one. 14-6. We had a nice visit from Sam Petrin's father at halftime. Came in the booth to say hello and up from Florida.
got the correct pronunciation of his name
Yeah,
finally.
we have struggled with that for years because we hear Petrin, we hear Petrin. So he corrected and let us know that it's Petrin, and he didn't care. He just appreciated the fact that he's able to watch ball games from back in Florida, and I think it's Brunel, Florida. But
I
let
believe
me look
that's
at
correct, Charlie.
Bunnell, Florida.
Okay, I thought it was Brunel, so Bunnell, I'll take it.
Yeah. But we appreciate the kind words, and says he enjoys the broadcast, and that's what we do it for, so that you can watch from wherever you are and enjoy the broadcast. Like doing the women's basketball game yesterday, they have lots of their players are from California, Texas, New Jersey, and you know the parents can't come in for those games, so we appreciate the fact that we're able to show you your son or daughter doing something at school for the Eagles. Kick is going to come down at about the 3-yard line. Trying to cut it back up the middle, can't do it. Tripped up and tackled. Kamel on the tackle. So 14-6 now for the Eagles. 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points for them. A touchdown. Baker scored first but missed the extra point. Eagles came back to 7-6 halftime lead. Now it's 14-6, and we have all kinds of problems with footballs, getting the football into play quick enough. But it's spotted. Aguinagua back at quarterback, as we fully anticipated he would be. Handoff to J.D. Woods. He's out to almost the 29.
We've not done a good job on first downs. In other words, they're getting 4 or 5 yards of crack.
Yeah,
we need to get that down to 2 or 3 yards, so put our defense in a better situation.
Gain of almost 6, so we'll call it 2nd down and 4. Marco Aguinagua.
Again, we've been the rubber band on defense. We've been stretched a little bit, but haven't broken.
Yeah. We believe that Baker actually had a lot more of offense in the first half than the Eagles did. And there's a little pitch and catch on the outside. Nate Pauley. He's had several catches in the ball game as I look at the sheet. That would be catch number 5 in the game for him. Ball on the 33-yard line. First down for Baker as the clock rolls.
Clock is our friend now.
Jim Ray, we ought to go over to the tent and see what they've got over there in the VIP section for eats, because I see smoke coming up, so they must have barbecue or something.
They're barbecuing over there. Dr. Parisi's a pretty good barbecuer, they say. I've eaten it once or twice. Pretty good. They're tackling that ball, CMU is.
Yeah, hold and hit. Gain of maybe 3 on the play, so 2nd down. That's Woods on the carry again.
That's what you want to see, 3 yards or less on that first down.
He had 13 carries for 74 yards in the first half. But we've seen that before where a back had a lot of yards in the first half and then the adjustments at halftime, and he's not getting that many yards in the second half. Let's see if the Eagles can do that again.
Come out an empty set. Take that back, excuse me.
No. Aguinagua looking short, throws it short. Juking and getting away, but exposing the ball a little bit. And Will Miles ends up coming back and making the tackle on the play.
That's great hustle from clear back to the line of scrimmage, 15, 20 yards down the field, and make the tackle on that pass play. He rushed the quarterback and did that. Great play.
Pauly again with another catch. Moves the sticks, and now they're in Eagle territory at the 44-yard line. Baker's not going to go quietly away in this ball game.
They've got a great tradition. They certainly aren't.
And everybody knows what they're playing for in this ball game. It's a chance to get the Southern Division championship.
An automatic berth to the playoffs.
Aguinagua under pressure. Lofts it down the middle. It comes up short as the umpire hits the deck to stay out of the way. Pass intended for Lewis.
He'd thrown that ball up. It might have been picked.
He was under a lot of pressure. Somebody came through clean and was chasing him down.
Big Ganaway back into the game.
2nd down and 10.
Usually a passing situation. Don't quite understand that. He usually is in on run plays.
Well, shotgun, one back.
Looks like they're going to bring the house.
Over the middle. Caught by Woods. Accelerates. Gets out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Baker at about the 23.
Need to stop here. There's just a pass underneath there, and he accelerated past the defenders. He's got some wheels, Woods does.
Single back, shotgun, looks left, throws left, could be picked, knocked down out there. That was a dangerous throw.
Is that ball tipped?
I don't know if it was tipped or just got there at the wrong time. Darian Bell almost had another pick six.
That would hurt my feelings.
You get over it pretty quickly.
I'm being sarcastic.
I know that. 2nd down and 10.
I might have been hooping and hollering up here, Charlie.
Second and 10 from the 23 for the Wildcats. Looks right, throw incomplete, looking for a flag, none to be found. Jordan Green, the receiver on the play. Eric Mays on defense, knocks it away and makes it 3rd down and 10.
Another COVID senior that came back. By that I mean he didn't have the COVID, but he came back so he could play another year, and he's done a heck of a job. Well of a cornerback.
They've got some good leaders offensively and defensively on the Eagles squad. And some of those players are going to be sorely missed next year. 3rd and 10, 23-yard line.
Like they're only rushing 2.
Comes one from the edge. Throw outside to Woods. Going to run out of bounds about the 16. About the 16. So it's going to be 4th down and 3.
I'm sure they'll go for it. They went for it on probably almost a sure field goal.
Yeah, with 5 seconds left in the half. 4th and 3. See if they want to go short out into the flat. They've been able to find Nate Pauley on a regular basis for some yardage.
It'll be something on the edge.
Across the middle, broken up. No flag. Yep, there is a flag. The official from standing by the pylon calls pass interference against the Eagles.
I didn't see it, Charlie, was it?
I didn't see it either, and he's a long way away from where that contact was made, but the call goes.
Can we have, maybe they could talk about it and wave that one off too?
Well, maybe somebody could talk him out of it, but it doesn't look like it.
Molinari, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Molinari, and the fans don't like it.
I certainly didn't see it.
It's enough for a 1st down.
Half the distance to the goal, I believe.
To 13, I guess it's the spot foul. It's an automatic 1st down regardless, though. Well, a penalty helped the Eagles score a touchdown. Let's see if this one comes back to bite the Eagles as well. And we've got whistle blowing. Eagles take their first time out of the second half.
I think he wants. Coach Callaway, I thought, was talking to the official there for a second.
We've got a lot going on this afternoon. After this football game's over, come back to the CMU Athletic website. We've got men's soccer at 6 o'clock. I think there's a volleyball game going on now up in Puckett Fieldhouse. Soccer game here at 6, and then men's basketball at 7 o'clock tonight. So you can see all kinds of different things by just sticking around.
Big night, Charlie. You got a lot of. Your voice is going to be gone today.
Well, I had 2 games yesterday. Got 2 games today, so that's all right. I got a lot of time to recuperate tomorrow.
As you watch your Chiefs play?
I'm not much of a pro football fan these days.
I'll be watching my Chiefs.
You watch your Chiefs. I'll probably be wrestling grandsons. Timeout's just about over. Baker with the ball. Woods, the lone running back, standing around the 20-yard line. Aguinagua under center. Usually that is a running play when he gets it under center. But he's going to throw it this time to the end zone, wide open, and he overthrows his man. Got his hand on it, but could not bring it in. He was all alone in the corner of the end zone.
Pretty good pressure there coming out of a safety position. One of the safeties came up there rushing him, and he had to get rid of that ball quick.
He had an opportunity to just lay that ball up in the air and let his receiver run under it, and I think that's Pauly again. 2nd down and 10 from the 13-yard line. Turns and hands to Woods this time. Woods inside the 10.
Come with a corner blitz again that time. Will Miles on the tackle for the Eagles.
Picks up 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6. And you figure that it's 4-down territory for Baker. Ganaway starts to leave, turns around and goes back. Jordan Green checks in. He's going to flank out to the right. To the right, to the left, empty backfield. Looks right, throws right. Miscommunications. Inside receiver went to the post. Outside receiver went to the end zone, and the throw was in between the two of them.
Another big 4th down play here for the Eagles.
You would think you have no confidence at all in your kicker at this point, but you would think you would want to get the 3 on the board so the next score you get would put you ahead.
I don't think he can kick. He had a hard time kicking the extra point.
He didn't get it any loft on it. He got it about 4 feet off the ground. 4th and 6. Looks, under pressure, steps away from it. Again, going to throw into the back of the end zone, and it's too far for the receiver, and it's incomplete. And I don't know if the receiver got hurt going after that or not. Gets up and walks off, and I think that's Pauly again. But the ball was over his head. He kind of tripped and went down.
Another great defensive play. They put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. The defenders get a great job by keep coverage in the end zone. When you're running all around like that with no time there left and being able to cover those guys, that's a great job by these D-backs.
So the Eagles will take over on downs with the ball at the 9. I'm going to peer out the side window here and see if I can see what's going on. Delarent. Looks like maybe Langlois is the running back. Can't tell yet from there. But he's got the ball, and he's going to push out a little bit and get out to the 13 or so.
Positive gain for the Eagles. Aldridge.
Terrell Aldridge, first carry for him in a while.
Yeah, he had one big bang-up game there, and we never heard from him again.
Yeah, he had 14 carries in that game for 58 yards, and that's what he's had until this carry. So picks up 2 on the play. Thought he got more than that, but I'm looking out a side window, so what do I know?
It's called the side view, Charlie.
It is a limited view.
We didn't design these press boxes.
No, we did not. Keeley in motion, resets. Back to throw. Guns it, and it's knocked down on a nice play. Ball been about a foot higher. Would have been incomplete. He tried to drop it in between 2 defenders.
Tavius Taylor, the intended receiver.
3rd and 8. 6:14 or 6:19 to go here in period number 3.
They've had a lot of big third down plays.
They would like to pick up some yardage here and get away from the end zone with their punter. Look to see where Cooper Wilson is. Look to see where Cole Schroeder is. Delarant, and he's going to be sacked and knocked out. He got his helmet knocked off. And a flag finally goes flying on the bottom of the pile.
Hope that was a hands to the face. I don't know if he's got to go out of game or not for that because it's knocked off.
Let's see which way they're aiming the wrong direction, and now we're going to go talk about it. The White Hat's going to talk about it again.
He's not been on our side much today,
He
Charlie.
has not been kind to us here. He's going to back up and talk some more.
Having a dazzle out there with a group of zebras. It's called a dazzle. We've hit on this before. About half of them are there.
Yeah, discussing it in depth. The Central players keep leaking and getting a little closer so they can hear the conversation. And here comes the announcement from the official. So unnecessary roughness.
At a previous spot, that'll be a first down, Charlie.
Well, it's 15 yards, so yep, it will be.
Huge third down play. CMU comes through again. Or Baker comes through for us.
Yeah, helps us out, gets it out of the end zone shot there, and will move the ball up the field. It'll end up out about the 27-yard line. They had a penalty on 4th and 6, an offside penalty, did Baker. Made it 4th and 1. Eagles went for it, got it, and then went in for a touchdown.
Gives us a little room here and time to another fresh set of downs for the Eagles.
You run a little more time off the clock.
Time is our friend.
6 minutes and counting here in period number 3. That's the first time they've been close to Delarant in this ball game. Dumps it off short.
The flag, Charlie.
Yeah. That's nice. It would have been nice because that's Catavius Taylor, but right at the feet of an offensive lineman. So the referee giveth, and he taketh away.
I believe it would be a hold.
I suspect you're right. And
could be hands to the face or to the helmet by a defensive lineman. Keeping the players back, and the official coming in there trying to do that.
comes a call. Blindside block.
I didn't know there was such a thing inside the trenches. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Tackle,
At least I know what that signal is now.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was, to be honest with you. All these have come out of protection for the players is the reason why that's happened.
13, and they got to get to the 37, so 24 yards.
Got 3 downs to get there.
First. Clock back running again, approaching 5.5 minutes to go here in the quarter. Somebody flinched, but I don't see a flag. Long throw. Catavius Taylor.
What a catch. Unbelievable. Very well defended, Charlie. He went up for that, made a great catch. Looked like a gazelle where he jumped. Wow.
And you've got players for the Eagles pointing to where his foot came down in bounds so that there's not any issue about being out of bounds. Out at the 48-yard line. So from the 13-yard line to the 48, 35-yard gain. De Laurent, quick pass after the fake. And that's Taylor again, and he gets drilled on the outside.
Well, I'll tell you what, I thought he was running with that football, and he flipped it right there at the last second.
Jaleel Lafitte with the tackle out there, but that's, well, penalty flags. Illegal man downfield, 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down. So 1st and 15, which is still better than 1st and 24, which they had a while ago.
That's what happens when you have a quarterback on the run and the last minute he throws it. The linemen are caught in the no man's land, whether to block, run block, or to turn around and pass block still.
Roberto Palacios into the game. Hits him resetting to the right side at tight end. Double tight on the right. De Laurent weaves his way out to close to midfield, out to the 49, back to the original line of scrimmage. +1, so 2nd down and 9. Clock running.
It looked like it was a misplay there in the backfield, too. A broken play.
He makes something out of nothing each time. The offensive line's done a nice job today of keeping him upright.
Their pass blocking has been superb. Their run block, well, need a little work there. There's a great defensive line there.
De Laurent hands it and tackle immediately. Terrell Simpson, 93, makes the tackle.
If he could have got by Simpson, he had a pretty good hole there.
Loss of 3, 3rd and 12.
Again,
Time I look at the clock, Jim Ray, it hasn't gone very far. It's 3:40. It's not burning time it's not moving fast enough.
No, when you're clinging to an 8-point lead against the number 5th ranked team in the nation, the winner of this is probably secures them a spot in the playoffs. Yeah, it's big.
De Laurent going to reverse out of there. There's a hole there. Yeah, that got caught easily. This is going to be a touchdown, but it's going to be called back. There's flag on the play as a lineman for the Eagles basically had a bear hug on a defensive lineman for Baker. The offensive lineman was down on the ground and had him around the neck, holding on to him, so it's going to be a holding call unless they talk the white hat out of it, which they're not going to because the result's a touchdown.
Well, that hurt.
Yeah, but that was a long, nice touchdown pass, but you knew it was coming back while the ball was in the air. So Catavius Taylor, instead of having a 53-yard touchdown catch, is now going to have to make it a 64-yard catch and run.
We got 3rd down and forever.
3rd down and a whole bunch.
21, Charlie?
21, 22, somewhere in there. It's long. It's a long way.
Double sticks.
And that's unfortunate because De Laurent had already evaded that area. He is going to be sacked, thrown down.
They know it's a pass play. They sure are.
And there goes the flag, and that'll be some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct.
I think that might be on De Laurent.
Well, it's going to be on the Eagles because they're the only ones standing there. And we're going to have another conversation. If you call it and you see it, stick with it.
They may have been talking amongst themselves. I don't know.
I don't think they were. I think the football was not handed to the official in a very gentlemanly manner.
Dead ball foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 55, offense. That penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal. The down does count. 4th down.
So it's going to be 4th down now instead of 22. It's going to be 4th down and...
That's 2 large penalties on him in a row.
Yes, it is. He talked about silly penalties.
There you go.
The first one, he's sitting at midfield holding when De Laurent's out here on the outside. And then And unsportsmanlike after the play's over. Stick is at the 14-yard line, and they have to get to the 42 across midfield.
I don't think he can get down to the original line of scrimmage.
I'm not sure he can punt it this far. Standing on the goal line is Petrin. High snap. Gets it away. Nice high kick. It takes a big central bounce. Keep going, baby. Down to the 34-yard line.
Not bad.
That's about a 52-yarder, I think, Jim Ray. That's more than you could ask for at that point in time with the pressure that was coming on him.
He had a lot of pressure coming on him. It was nearly blocked. He can get his full steps into it.
And the snap was a little bit high, and they were coming. They've loaded up 10 to come after the punt on several occasions. So 2:36 to go here in the third quarter. J.D. Woods, the running back. Marcus Aguinagua at quarterback.
Like they're thinking run. They got 4 defenders down there, defensive linemen there, and there is the run right off tackle here.
That's Woods. He doesn't go down easily. Daniels trying to chase him down, but he's running to the end zone, and he's going to score.
Wow. Looking for a flag, no flag.
So a touchdown called back against Central because of a holding penalty. And then an unsportsmanlike conduct backs him up. And Woods on the first play goes 64 yards.
I believe that's about right, Charlie. 60-some.
Plenty.
Enough.
More than enough. Broke a tackle and outran everybody to the end zone.
A couple tackles. I'm sure they'll go for the 2-point conversion and try to tie it here.
Well, that would be the thought process. And they've got the Aguinagua out at quarterback. Got a fullback in. 5 on the play clock. Going to fake it and roll. Throws behind and it's knocked down. Aguinagua picked the wrong guy to throw to. He had 2 guys out there and 1 defender, and he threw it to the one closer to him. And it came in about shin high and is incomplete. The other guy had a better chance to catch a pass than that one did.
Will Miles he wasn't pressuring the quarterback, but he had those long paws out there and altered his throw. I mean, just that, it makes a lot of difference in this game.
So the Eagles hold on to a lead at 14-12. Now let's see if they can regain their composure and put together a drive and forget what happened in the last series.
Yeah, that second penalty that Evans got, that was just a frustration penalty because he held on that previous play, the touchdown. So that's a 12-point swing there, or 13-point swing.
And as I watched it take place, I don't know what the player could be upset about because he's sitting on the ground holding on to another player. I'm not sure if he's upset because he got called for the penalty and it brought back a touchdown, or exactly what caused him to be so frustrated and after the sack. So maybe it was a combination of the penalty and then having his quarterback get sacked. But whatever it is, you got to forget about it and move on now.
He gets another chance to get out there and get things done.
One of the things about sports, you have instant redemption. You have a chance to make up for something that you've done immediately. And I don't know what we're waiting on now.
Talking to the coach on the Baker sideline. He's definitely got the ear of the officials over there.
Well, everybody's going to fan out again. Give the kicker the ball and let's go.
I don't quite understand what he's looking at.
Well, the official, the referee, is standing down in his right-hand corner about the 5-yard line.
He's talking to somebody down there about something. I can see that now, Charlie.
Well, they're talking to 2 people there. I guess he's back. They're backing people up away from the field. I can't tell who that is that they're talking to.
Call a 15-yard penalty for that. They can't.
Well, I think for the plus side of Central Methodist right now, I think that's Larry Anderson down there pleading whoever it is case. The referee's talking to him, and now the referee's on his horn talking, whether it's up here or whatever. Whoever it is the fan is walking back and standing on the track now, so I guess that makes everybody feel better. And well worth the delay of the game to put him on the track instead of letting him stand on the turf.
Schroeder, 87. Christian Bryce deep for the Eagles. Kicking off for Baker. Number 4, Brandon Robb.
Don't understand quite what's going on there, but
Schroeder and Christian Bryce back to return, and they've moved up to the 10-yard line, so they're not too sure that Bradley Robb, freshman from Perry, Kansas, who is listed as a defensive back, is going to kick the ball that far. And he doesn't. He kicks it right about to the 13, 14-yard line. Schroeder up to about the 25. Cobb with the stop. So we shall see now how the Eagles react to the adversity that they just faced with having a touchdown call back and then giving up a touchdown.
See if Evans gets his, I'm sure he'll get his emotions under control, and we'll go at it like we're supposed to.
He's on his way back out. They're not good to play off. Play clock's at 7. Now the official's going to stop it and pump it back up again. He does as the play clock hits double zeros, and it's hit back to 25 and started. Back to 20. Wilson in motion, resets top of the screen. Out pass to Taylor.
Coach Bellard go for that out and up. It's there. I think he's holding that ace in his back pocket.
Gain of 6. Second down and 4. Handoff. Close to a first down.
I believe he's got it, Charlie.
Manny Langlois. He's turned out to be, he's their leading rusher on the season. He's been their most dependable back, it appears.
It's a running back by committee.
It is. 300, as I look at it, De Laurent's got 449. He's the leading rusher on the team. But 373 coming into this for Langlois and 248 for Keeley, as opposed to 1,199 for Woods by himself. De Laurent manages to avoid, fakes a pass, gets away again. Long way to run to get back to the line of scrimmage plus a couple.
Very elusive.
Dalen Littlejohn, freshman defensive lineman from Killeen, Texas. That's him going off the field right now. He ran a long way. He probably needs a break. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 after all of that.
Yeah, it could have been disaster.
On more than one occasion.
Yeah, more than one occasion. That's right, Charlie. Excuse me.
10 on the play clock, running it down. 52 on the game clock. Wilson going to have to hurry up now at 3. Gets it off. Long pass down the middle. It's Taylor again, and he's got it. He is just so good at controlling his body. That was a basketball player play of blocking out and getting yourself turned around to catch the ball and keeping the defender away.
He's won almost every 50-50 ball. That was another 50-50 ball.
Absolutely.
He's won almost every one of those today.
And a 50-50 ball, it's probably more in favor of not being completed than being completed. So
Usually at 75-25, Katavius Taylor's going to catch it.
He's been fabulous in his time here.
You're a fan out there. If you're in doubt, just throw it to Katavius Taylor.
Yeah,
Well,
they're going to have to hurry up. They get the play off. Langlois looks outside. Had it for a second, and then it closed off in a hurry.
nice jump cut there. That's what that was there when you seen that flick out to the side. There was a jump cut, and he did it quite nicely.
And that'll be the end of the third quarter. And the good thing right now, Jim Ray, is the Eagles are in position to at least kick a field goal, if nothing else, and make it a 15 or a 17-12 game where a field goal won't put Baker in the lead, force them to score a touchdown.
I kind of like to see a touchdown, Charlie, and then we extra
kick
point.
the extra point.
Then we're up by 9.
Yeah,
Don't you
make
like
it
that?
a two-score game. That'd be fine by me.
That'd smell a lot better, wouldn't it?
Home cooking would be very nicely. I bet that'd be about as good as over at that tent with the barbecue.
I can almost smell it from up here.
I'm telling you what, that's just not fair.
Yeah, we're eating sandwiches and crackers, and
we get
barbecue.
a sack lunch of a ham and cheese sandwich and some chips, and they're barbecuing not far from us. Sometimes it's just not fair, Jim Ray.
And we're not complaining because the hospitality here is great, but if you can get barbecue or a sandwich, I'm a professional eater. If you can look at my weight and see that, weighing about 290 and about 5'11". So I'd eat barbecue over a sandwich any day of the week.
Boy, that's for sure.
Unless you want to get into some fancy sandwiches.
I'm not much I'm just a poor old country boy. I'm not much into fancy.
By fancy, I'm talking like green peppers and onions on a Philly cheese. That's my fancy.
Michael and I were talking because we're sticking around. Michael's going to stick around and help out, get things set up for the soccer game at 6 o'clock, and then come up to the field house and help me out at the basketball game. And we were talking about between this and the soccer game, we might have to make a run to Casey's and get a fresh tenderloin or something.
Pizza.
Their tenderloins. You ever had a tenderloin from
have.
there?
I like their pizza, too.
Taylor, double reverse, and they lost the football. They got fancy, and they lost the football.
We got a penalty, I thought. I'm sure it's against.
I don't see a flag anywhere.
I saw a flag on the right sideline here.
One out by the 20-yard line. Everybody's leaving, so it's against Central. So they handed it to Taylor, who was going to hand it back coming around the other direction, and the ball dropped.
Yep, not a good deal. Big turnover there. We were definitely in red zone territory, had a chance to score there, and we give it up, and give Baker an opportunity to take the lead. Maybe they'll do the same favor back to us.
Woods coming off that 60-plus yard run of a couple of minutes ago. 5 seconds into the fourth quarter, back out there. And he's got it again. Directing traffic as he goes. Close to the first down.
I like the play call. I like the gamble there. I don't know if it had caught him off guard, though. They looked like they had smelled it out pretty good. Too much penetration on that defensive line for.
And when they first handed it off, I thought Taylor maybe was going to throw it. But he's running the wrong direction to throw unless he's a lefty, and I have never seen that. But it's enough for a first down. Eagles defense asked to step up and make more plays. Handoff in the backfield. That's snuffed out and thrown down on the play.
Is that Will Miles? No, it's Washington.
It is LaMarcus Washington on the stop. It's a loss of almost 5 on the play.
Making you look bad, Charlie.
That's all right.
You said almost 5.
Yeah, that's all right. I've been wrong many times before. And I'll be wrong again many times today. Aguinagua giving a signal to the outside that he wants it just a quick out, and it's incomplete.
Bell in the coverage out there.
Taiwan Lewis, the intended receiver. It'll be 3rd down and 15. Davian Stockard checks into the lineup. Your buddy Trevor Ganaway checks out.
Thinking passing down here, which it is.
Almost certainly has to be.
Let's get a pick 6, take it back, make up for that last flub up in the red
Nate
zone.
Pauley was the favored receiver earlier in the ball game. Flushed. Going to throw it out of bounds, but it'll be way short, and it's incomplete as it is out of bounds, and it'll be 4th and 15.
Heady play there. Oh, you're looking for trouble.
So the punting team comes on. Kenyon Sanders. The Eagles need to hurry up. Marquess Daniels needs to hustle up a little bit and get off the field. It looks like he's banged up a little bit.
Hey, he was limping a little bit.
I think that's Schroeder, the lone back. Return man. Kick gets away. Punter falls down. No call.
I was watching the wide hat. He was sitting right there, and he did no call. I always get worried when they get close to that punter.
Yeah, he may have gotten a little bit of contact and kind of sat down on somebody, but no call there. The fair catch made. Eagles have the ball. 13:20 left in this 4th quarter.
He wouldn't even won an Academy Award, Charlie.
Your son's a soccer coach, and I watch the soccer games, and guys go down and look like they're going to have an amputation on the field. They get carted off on a stretcher, and 2 plays later, they're back on the field, and they're just fine.
This is a big drive.
Punters are like that.
Yes, they are. This is a big drive for the Eagles. They need to take that down there, get some points on that board, lengthen this lead a little bit.
This is Aldridge back in the backfield. Terrell Aldridge looking for somebody to give him a spark. And there's some yardage on 1st down by Aldridge.
Nice job. Nice push up there by that big offensive lineman.
Senior out of Houston, Texas. You'll see him run the clock here. No reason to be in a hurry. You got the lead and the ball. 25 on the play clock. De Laurent's looking right at it. Handoff up the middle. Aldridge again. Out, got enough for a 1st down, so 2 carries, 11 yards for Terrell Aldridge. 12:42 to go. About a 12-minute drive, Jim Ray, with a touchdown on the end of it be okay?
Be great. Armand comes in for the, Keeley comes in for the Eagles.
Catavius Taylor at the bottom of your screen. Hit as he throws and just not able to make the catch. Cooper Wilson almost had that. De Laurent was under pressure and hit as he threw it.
He almost landed, he dove for that ball and almost caught it.
Yeah, almost. It was a little overthrown, and he was trying to back up and catch it rather than turn and run. But, he was in the position he was in, and he still almost made a catch on that thing. So 2nd down and 10. 12-14. De Laurent keeps it, and he's to midfield. Gain of about 5.5. We'll call it 6. 3rd down and 4. It looked like Keeley was going to get the ball, and De Laurent pulled it out of there and picked up a few more yards.
Great read there on the RPO.
Big play here on 3rd down and 4.
Be a great time for that out and up.
Cooper Wilson on a little slant somewhere for possession. 9 on the play clock. Outside, that's Hards, who goes up and gets it. Hang on to the ball, young man. He's fighting for yardage. Look at him go. Still pushing the pile. Inside the 30. He caught that around the 40-yard line and just didn't give up.
That was a heck of a catch. He had to go up high for that, and he's 6'7".
Yeah, when you talk about going up high at 6'7", it's up there pretty good. That's a incomplete pass to Cole Schroeder or Cooper Wilson, but it's a completed pass to Trayvon Hards.
Comes off limping a little bit, but he's
getting high fives on the sideline.
That's a heck of a catch because he was under duress back there in the backfield.
Inside the 30. Down at the 27. 11 minutes to go. Aldridge picks his way through for a couple. By a couple, I mean 4 or 5.
A couple twos.
Looks like 4, so let's make it 2nd down and 6.
Big boys up front are working.
Yeah, all of a sudden, 4 and 5 yards is the norm on the running plays. Where in the first half it was 1 or 2.
Remember, that defensive line for Baker's not near as big as this offensive line. You get those big boys wearing on you sometimes. You just kind of slow down a little bit.
Get worn down. 6 on the play clock. Looks some more, steps up through that. He's going to take off head left. He's got room. He's going to get the first down. He's still faking like he's going to throw it, trying to hold defenders away from him a little bit. He picks up another first down inside the 15-yard line.
Definitely in Petrin's range.
And we got a player down on the sideline for Baker. He made it to the side, but that's about as far as he made it. He's about a half a yard off of the playing field.
Knee or cramp? Looks like cramp.
Looks like cramp.
Excuse me.
But he's too close to the sideline. They're going to reset the clock.
Should start, shouldn't it?
He's going to start it unless you're going to call a timeout. And there he does start it. Under 10. Ball on the 14-yard line. Delarent. Aldridge. In the backfield. Everybody else split out. Hand it to Aldridge. Cuts inside. Down close to the 10-yard line.
Nice 5-yard run, 4-yard run there, Charlie.
4-yard run, 2nd down, 6. Clock continues to run. 9:20 to go in the ball game.
Gain of 3 on the play. 2nd down, 7. Ball at the 11.
It's a mighty short 7, as they call in the PA.
Yeah. Delarent running the play clock. It's down to 15. Throw it into the end zone. Taylor got it for a touchdown. Just over the arm of the defender, and Taylor catches that like it was no big deal whatsoever. Just reaches up, catches it with 2 hands, and he's got another touchdown.
Little fade pattern there in the end zone. He got separation. Delarent made a great pass, great catch, score CMU.
Absolutely. I tell you what, Katavius Taylor is going to be difficult to replace in the future for this ball club.
There is no doubt. Big extra point here, Charlie.
20-12. Touchdown and a 2-point could still tie it up. Petrin. Ball down. Kick on the way. And it's good. And that extends it to a 2-possession ball game with 8:53 to go here in the 4th quarter. Fans up and yelling. They understand the significance of this ball game as well on Senior Day. It's not just Senior Day. In the past, Senior Day was the last time you got to play here. Today, Senior Day is a chance to win a division championship.
Yep, if they win here, they'll get a bid because we have 2 divisions here. They take the top team out of each division, and they get a chance to go to the playoffs. And sometimes we take top 2 teams. In Central's case, it may happen this year because Baker, if they lose this game, will surely get a at-large bid.
You would think so.
And Cobra might get one in the North Division. That'd be great kudos for the
For the Heart.
Yes, great. The commissioner will love that. And you have 4 out of 12 teams, a third of your teams make the playoffs. We got to get this game taken care of first, Charlie.
We do. Petrin to kick it off. Gets into that one nicely. Going to be taken about the 7-yard line. Run back towards the middle. Spun around and knocked down. Good coverage by the kickoff team. Davian Stockard is the one who cleaned it up.
Cleaned it up well, too. That's a big hit.
8:48 to go. See Dylan Rent walking the sidelines, fisting his teammates as they go along. That was Petrin that he just did that to, or Petrin. He knows that that was a big kickoff and a hold there. Make Baker take the ball down the field a little bit. Hands it off to Woods around the outside. Got Miles chasing him from behind.
Got a lot of hats flying to the football, Charlie.
Yeah.
A lot of Eagles heading to that Wildcat.
Make sure you stay in your lane and do your job. Don't get carried away and have something misdirection catch you in the wrong spot. But that's all right. Clock runs at 8:23.
Not running fast enough for me.
Not for me either. Second down and about 6 on the play. Aguinagua. Hands it to Woods again.
He's a hard runner.
London Chambers on the tackle.
Him called his name a lot today, but he's out there playing hard.
It'll be a first down, and the officials already started the play clock. Under 8 to go. Woods checks out. Suspected Jordan Green checks in. Empty backfield. Nope. Quarterback under center.
Said that earlier too, Charlie.
Yep. They keep moving him around back and forth. Hand it off. This is Green.
Great.
Nice tackle by Kamel.
Great tackle. Great open field tackle. Can't do any better. That's picture perfect.
It's a gain of 5, but it could have been a lot more than that. We've seen Woods bounce off of that and run for a lot more, so great tackle.
Yeah, he had those arms wrapped around there, too.
Aguinar looks like he wants to change the play. Going to throw it outside. Stop, but it'll be enough for a first down. Quan Brooks, and the official starts the clock. They haven't spotted the ball yet. They do, and it's already had a few seconds run off the clock.
Molinari on the stop for the Eagles. Need defensive play here. Get this ball back.
6:30 to go in this game, in the fourth quarter. I shouldn't say in the game, in the fourth quarter. Aguinagua going to look deep, throw short instead, and it's incomplete. Eric Mays says it was a catch and a drop, and I picked it up. We got a flag on the play as the umpire's walking around with it in his hand, going to deposit it wherever he thinks it needs fit to be thrown.
Hopefully a hold on the offense, not the defense.
That's back at the 35, so that's behind the line of scrimmage, so I wouldn't think that's a call against holding on the defense. But we'll see what they come up with as the White Hat will continue to talk about it.
Done a lot of talking today.
You would think a game of this magnitude, the conference would automatically.
Illegal touching, you know what he called?
We'll soon see. He's asking if Central wants to decline it or take the play. So the throw probably hit a lineman when he threw it.
Yep.
Where is the sticks going over there? The first down marker can move. The chain crew was getting ready to move the chains as well, but don't do that. It's 1st and 15.
Let's get a turnover. Come on, come on.
Another hand signal from the quarterback to the wide receiver.
Last time that was a quick hitch. This time it's a slant. They got some signals worked out there.
And it's enough for a first down.
Henley on the tackle.
Quan Lewis with another catch. The difference in all that, Quan Brooks came into this game with 14 catches. He was the fourth leading receiver, 53 for Nate Pauley. Nobody else with more than 17. Out pattern, tackled inbounds, clock will run. Will Roberts.
Kamel on the tackle for the Eagles. Great coverage there. He may picked up 5 yards, but made sure he put his arms around him and wrapped him up.
5.5 to go in this fourth quarter.
No yards after catch.
Aguinagua in the shotgun. Looks. Short throw. Across the middle. Gets it. Catch made. Kamel on the tackle again.
Short tosses. They're moving at 5-10 yards a pop here.
Darian Lewis with the catch. It's enough for another first down. 5 minutes to go in the game. Miles comes after the quarterback. It's thrown over the middle, off the hands of Lewis. Darian Lewis incomplete.
Under a lot of pressure there.
Miles was smart. He got close, and he didn't do anything silly after the ball was let go to pick up a personal foul for roughing the passer. Because I think if you sneeze close to a quarterback, you can get called for that.
Definitely in the NFL, it's that way.
Aguinagua back again. Looks short. Pulls out. Going to run. Get out of bounds. Looks like he's going to pick up 5 on the play. It'll be third down and about 5. And the clock restarts. Come on, there we go.
He'd be on that clock when that guy says started. That started. How much time's left, Charlie? I can't see her.
4:39.
Too much. Let's get a pass rush, guys.
About time for a J.D. Woods run to try and keep them and stop the clock with 5.
When the clock is running and the play clock is under 25, there should be no music playing.
All right, then. Sorry, Trey.
Well, you know, I wish he would enforce the rules on the field like he does the band playing in the stands. So if you didn't hear that, when the clock is running and it's under 25, the music is not supposed to be playing. So now the players on the sidelines on the Eagles side want the crowd to make the noise, not the band. And that stopped the clock as well, which is not good for the Eagles. 3rd and 5. Short pass across the middle, complete. That's Darian Lewis, and he's dragging people to the 10-yard line. Darian Lewis came in with 17 catches. He's had a couple here recently. 4:15 and counting. All the timeouts left for Baker. Across. Caught, which is okay. It picks up a couple of yards, but the clock keeps running. Down to about the 6. 2nd and goal from about the 6-yard line. Under 4. Out into the flat. Woods going to be pulled down out there.
Inbounds.
London Chambers tackles him right away, keeps him in bounds, let the clock keep running. 3rd and goal. Across the middle, knocked down. I think Miles may have gotten his mitts all over that one.
And the 4th down play, Charlie.
4th down. Do you kick the field goal? You need 2 scores. I know you don't have any confidence in the guy, but are you going to get down here 2 more times after this if you don't score here?
They want to try to score, I think.
I think that's all they can do. They have not shown any inclination to run their field goal kicker out at any point since the first extra point of the ball game. 4th down and goal. They're going to go for it. Handoff, and Woods is going to scoot into the end zone for a touchdown.
Took a lot of time.
21-18. They need 1 point anyway. It looks like they're going to bring a kicker out.
Miss point here to still give CMU a 3-point lead?
Yes. It's 21-18. This is Mikolaj Stan. From London, England. That kick is on the way, and it's good, and it's a 2-point ball game with 3:22 left in this 4th quarter. So now can the Eagles possess the ball long enough to either run this out or score and make it a 2-score game again?
2-score game would be nice, but we definitely need to have ball control here. Hang on to that football. You might even see an onside kick.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, that you might want to pay attention to that. We'll see if they put out the hands crew.
I certainly would.
A lot of people have been talking to, and a lot of lone numbers come running out, so it is the hands team that comes out.
Be my hands team. That's got to watch that inner portion there from what's up front here for the Eagles, and what's back beyond that, because you can kick that up in the air and get to that.
Yep.
And
you drop it down about the 40-yard line or so on the other side of midfield, and you got a lot of people running in that direction, and only one person for the Eagles running in that direction much.
Yeah, I'd like another one right there, drop one right in the middle.
Bradley Robb.
They may kick it, I don't know.
Well, even if he does, he's not going to kick it real deep, so you can fair catch it to protect yourself because you're not going to get a lot of blockers to help you out. 8 men across the 45-yard line for the Eagles. He does an onside kick, and Katavius Taylor falls on it.
It's good hands.
Excellent, and it gives the Eagles wonderful field position out close to midfield.
Yep, they just get about 3 first downs, and we kick a field goal anyway. Take that field goal off.
Yep, take it away from them. 48-yard line is where they're getting ready to lay that ball down in Eagle territory.
How many timeouts they have left, Charlie? 1?
Baker has all 3.
Okay.
Central has 2. Got to say something about Byers. He's been hurt. He's limping back out there again. Trenton Byers, but he's back out to play again. This is too important of a game to all of the Eagles to give up on it now. Aldridge with a nice spin and a nice lean forward to the 46-yard line on the Baker side of the field.
Pickups about 6 on that. That's a good run.
They're going to put it down at the 47, so it is a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. 3 minutes and counting. Fan didn't like the spot from the stands as well. Clock running down, 10 on the play clock. You still got plenty of time. Baker's got their timeouts, but Central can pick up a couple more yards here. Aldridge fights forward. Picks up about a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd down. Clock continues to run. 2:25. We'll see a timeout. If Central doesn't pick up a first down here, we'll see a timeout call. We might see it called anyway.
I think you'll see it anyway, possibly.
25 on the play clock. Just let her run, boys.
I think you might see Delarant here on that option play because they haven't defended that very well today. he can almost lean forward and get 3 yards.
Armand Keeley going to check in. Taylor, I was talking to the official. We have 2 timeouts left. We're going to take one with about 2 seconds on the clock. And they take it with 1. And that's okay. You ran all that time off. It's 1:51 on the clock.
First down here, well, won't ice it because they got 3 timeouts left.
Yep. You're going to need 2 first downs.
Correct.
Unless you get to 4th and about 1, they take a timeout, and then you pick up a first down. Then you'll be able to run the clock because they'll only have 2 left. But this big play coming up, 3rd down and 4. Come back to the Eagles Sports Network later on. We've got soccer going on. There might be volleyball going on right now up in Puckett Fieldhouse. Soccer right here on this field at 6 o'clock as Clark comes to town in quarterfinal action in the Hart.
Dubuque, Iowa, that's a long trip for them. About a 7-hour trip.
And then we have basketball action tonight as men take action at 7 o'clock up at Puckett Fieldhouse. 3rd down and 4. What's your best 3rd and 4 play?
That's what you need to call. I kind of like the run option here.
And so does Delarant, and he's close to, and I think he's got the first down. That 6'6" frame falling forward, Pilt gets it. Just like you said, he can fall forward for 2 or 3. He fell forward for a first down. And 1:40 and counting and no timeout called, and they just started the clock. Now they're going to take a timeout. But Baker wasted about 5 or 6 seconds there. That's all right. 1:37 to go.
Just hold on to the football here. Get another first down. This game's over with.
Central Bible is who the men play tonight as I look at my schedule of stuff for this evening. International flavor all over the place on this campus. Men's basketball team have 2 players from London, England, and 1 from Madrid, Spain.
Had 1 from South Africa.
He tore his Achilles, and he's done for the year. Women's basketball team has a 6'5" young lady from Canada, has a 6'1" guard from Belarus.
Been to Belarus?
Not even to Bellevue here in Illinois or anything. I've not been on a plane across the big ditch, no.
No, I haven't been on very many planes, period. I hate to fly. We went to Phoenix and we drove out to a wedding instead of fly. I hate it that much.
1st and 10, 41-yard line. 1 more first down for the Eagles will get them a 21-19.
They're stacking the line of scrimmage, get through that first wave. Might be able to get some big yardage.
Timeout called. Only 1 left now for Baker. So 129. They'll call their next timeout at like 123. And then 40 seconds off of that. One second difference. 130, not 129. I wish he would pay that much attention to the plays in front of him and not pay that much attention to the clock itself. But maybe somebody's telling him that. But it doesn't make any difference. Baker has 1 timeout, still has 2 up on the scoreboard, but I know that's the second one they've taken. No, it is not, because Central took the one before that when the play was running down.
I thought they had 2 left. Excuse me, 1 now.
1 now. Yep, and they've just changed it on the scoreboard down to 1. So the Eagles can get it down under 50 seconds after this timeout. Look down in that far end zone. We got somebody playing cornhole down there all by himself instead of watching the game.
Might be a pro doing his practice routine.
Another handoff. Aldridge continuing, hang on to the ball. He does. Terrell Aldridge may have just cemented the win for the Eagles because that's a first down with 1 timeout left and 1:18 on the clock.
And we can kneel down in victory now. No reason to run
And there goes the start the clock, so you got 30 seconds to run off here. And we're going to have a timeout called, and I think that if that's it, that's Baker's last one. Third and final timeout, 1:08, Jim Ray. 2 kneels, and we're done.
Yep. Huge. Bill Holmes is dancing in heaven.
The Eagles are going to go to 8-2. Baker's going to fall to 8-2. Eagles are going to be 4-0 in divisional play in the conference. Baker's going to be 3-1.
This is going to be the shot heard around the Heart of America Conference. People are going to be stunned by this score if it stays this way.
If it holds up for 2 more plays.
This is a share of the conference crown, first time since 75 underneath Bill Holmes.
This is victory formation for the Eagles.
Ties the most victories since 49.
Kneel. Clock starts. No, it doesn't. They need to run the clock. Come on, somebody over there start it. There we go. 1:07:33 on it. So it'll be 30 seconds, give or take a little bit, when they snap the ball the next time and the last time. So there, I guess there's still, Jim Ray, is a possibility of getting a home game in the playoffs somewhere down the line.
That is correct. This isn't the last one, maybe not.
Last regular season game. As soon as the clock gets under 40, they can snap it. It's at 41:40, so they can snap it now, reset the clock, and walk off with a victory. That's what happens. De Laurent has the ball in his hands.
Hard-fought game. Hell of a game.
See a lot of respect as the players are hugging each other before they even line up to hug each other. They're chasing De Laurent down. Players are shaking hands, doing whatever. Nice job. That's number 12, Mitchell Henry from Gulf Tech, Kansas. Finds De Laurent with the bat, with the football. Clock at 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the Eagles have defeated the Baker Wildcats by the score of 21-19. 6-0 at home this year, Jim Ray. We've been a good luck charm for them. How about that? I'll take it because I've been on the other end of it. You've been here for every loss we've had, so glad to say we've been here for all the wins as well. Marquess Daniels, Kari Henley at the end of the line.
Heck of a football game.
Excellent football game. Very well played all the way around. Big plays to abundance. Catavius Taylor making catches. Cole Schroeder catching a touchdown pass early.
And next week you'll see your CMU Eagles in the top 25 in the nation, guaranteed.
And what about Terrell Aldridge? Hasn't played in a couple of weeks, comes in, picks up about 35, 40 yards rushing at the end of the game when they had to have rushing yards, and he picks it up. Hope the cameras are catching all the excitement out on the field as the Eagles and some of the fans now start to celebrate. It's senior day, so parents are here. They're coming out with their sons and congratulating everybody they can find. It's just been a wonderful day all the way around for the Eagles. The coaches are chasing each other around the field. I'm sure somebody's looking to dump Gatorade on Coach Callaway, but I don't know if they're going to find him right now to do that.
Flags being waved out there by that Henley or not Henley.
It's 37, I think. That'd be Anthony Johnson. We got backflips going on.
That's Washington doing the backflips. Wow.
Excellent. Baker out on the other side on a knee, listening to their coach talk to them about what went wrong in this ball game and the fact that you played a really good team on their field for senior day. So the season's not over for Baker by any stretch of the imagination. The Eagles go on the road next week to Evangel to take on Valor, and that's singular. Evangel Valor.
They can't lose the conference crown. They can only tie it.
They can tie, and they've got the head-to-head breaker, tiebreaker if it comes to that. So we're just going to keep the cameras rolling on what all's going on this side because it's if it's 1975, Jim Ray, that's 46 years in the making.
It's been a while.
Been a long time. So for Jim Ray Cluck, for Michael Mawano, our director, our producer that took care of all of this for us today, it's been our pleasure to bring the game to you. Hope you have enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you as the Eagles take down the number 7 team in the nation. Baker, is it number 7 or are they number 5? Jim Ray tells me it's number 5. So they take down a top 10 team, probably for the first time in a long time as well. So from Davis Field, Central Methodist University, Jim Ray, been a pleasure to do games. If we do not do another one, it's been my pleasure to be by your side this year, doing 6 ball games at home this year.
Hope we get a number 7th one, but